A lot more comfortable with the long layoff in preparation for this season. Worked very hard with Josh Gaddis, Jim Harbaugh to kind of understand the scheme and reading coverages.
The two-back look, Charbonnet to the right of Milton, and the true freshman Corum motions out. They get the ball to the electric young guy from Baltimore, and his first play of his college career is an explosive play into Gophers territory. Welcome to the maize and blue.
Yeah, get the ball out in space where they feel that this young freshman, Corum, can do amazing things. I mean, they used a comparison to J.K. Dobbins as far as his physicality, speed, and agility, and you can see right away, first play of the year for Michigan, turn it into a big game.
That's how you start a college career.
Go get a score. It's about as good as it gets for Minnesota.
Second possession, Charbonnet in the clear. It's a foot race. Can they catch him? They cannot. And the Wolverines answer instantly. 70-yard touchdown run for the sophomore from California. What a seam opened up there by that O-line.
Yeah, there was some
happiest day of Tanner Morgan's off-season. He thought he texted his receiver just to catch up. The news was delivered as he is blindsided. The ball pops into the hands, and Donovan Jeter has a fumble return for a touchdown. Michigan exploiting that reshuffled offensive line. Wolverines take the lead.
How about the big guy Jeter, who they talked about improving so much with his athletic ability and his physicality.
For this Michigan defense, as the Gophers scored in 2 plays, but they have been.
And this one ends up backfiring on him. A really good decision to let that ball get back to Barrett.
Yeah. Milton still got the ball, throws it in the flat. Mason diving toward the pylon. He's in. Ben Mason, who didn't score a touchdown all of last year, makes a very athletic dive for the pylon, and the Wolverines stretch the lead. Another look here at the end.
Well, he's known as a block. You got to get it turned around.
Michigan will head home 1-0 in this shortened season with a satisfying victory over a ranked team on the road. Not perfect, but it's week 1. And
no, it's
a lot to like, though.
Oh my gosh, what a great place to start if you're a Michigan fan. Of course, there's stuff that they'll clean up, want to button up before
Joe Milton had an incompletion on 7 of his last 8 passes, but we had expected to see it at some point, and here it is, late second quarter. Cade McNamara in the game at quarterback.
Michigan's looking for a spark. When Cade came in a week ago against Wisconsin, he went right down the field for a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. He's looking at, nope, it was just a shoulder pad.
Jeff Servinski and the crew get it right, but it was a first down to the 46. And McNamara heaves it and wide open and walking into the end zone. Cornelius, there is your spark. First touchdown of the game for the Michigan Wolverines. McNamara engineers the very quick touchdown drive. The question is, where will the offense start? We're about to find out. On the kickoff by Justin Davidovitz. Giles Jackson, a return, a lot of room to return, and down the sideline, and he just sprints through that gaping hole, and they won't have to worry about the running game right now because Jackson has returned the opening kickoff of the second half for a touchdown. Play clock winding down, snap off in time, another slant. Mike Sainra still, touchdown. There's the first Michigan lead early in the fourth quarter. 9 for a touchdown to force overtime. Now to keep the game alive on 4th and 9. Throwing for the end zone into double coverage and intercepted, and Michigan wins. Daxton Hill seals the deal, and Michigan's losing streak comes to an end. Cade McNamara and ultimately Daxton Hill finish off a 48-40.
To identify the blitz if it's coming. It does not. He's going to take a shot, looking for Ronnie Bell. Bell's got it! Breaks free! And walked to the end zone. 76 yards. That's a Michigan touchdown.
It triggers to the next, okay, I've got to get to a football game.
Haskins on 3rd down, breaks free, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown.
Getting everybody together has become such a big deal for Cade McNamara's journey.
And around to A.J. Henning, and a big play. Henning, can he stay in bounds? Gets a block. He'll take it the distance. 74 yards. An end around. Michigan touchdown. Corum bounces it outside. Corum looking for the end zone again. He's got another Michigan touchdown. Four-man rush on 3rd and 25. Out of the pocket, McCarthy keeps the play alive. Long throw across the field. He drops it in. Dalen Baldwin to the house. 69.
Hole for Corum. Goodbye. The one play after the fake punt gets them the first down. Corum goes 67 for a Wolverines score. Shift into the pistol. It's Corum running left. Great work by that offensive line. And a Michigan touchdown. Second of the night.
6 left as Michigan starts at the 10-yard line. McNamara. He's got Johnson. Cornelius Johnson. Kiss him goodbye. 87 yards.
Reps. As a competitor, of course you're frustrated. You want to stay in the game, but
Look at this. The electric speed of Blake Corum. He turns on the afterburners and goes all the way. Motion. They give it straight ahead. Edwards. Yes, his first touchdown in a Michigan uniform.
now in 13 passes, so pretty balanced so far.
Handoff. Edwards. See ya.
He runs up their identity this year. McCarthy drops it in. McCarthy touchdown, Michigan. Dalen Baldwin. And Wolf steps up in the pocket, lost it, and Michigan has a football. Christopher Hinton with the recovery.
David Ojabo rushing around the edge. What a great job of beating the left tackle, and then watch him swipe at the hands.
Drake, the number 2 quarterback, gets a lot of reps. Here's Corum. Corum with a burst of speed. Touchdown, Michigan. And the Wolverines go back on top.
You know, Garrett Nelson, number 44, he gets kind of frozen here. He kind of gets flat-footed, he gets frozen. Good blocking on the perimeter by the tight ends and the wide receivers. When we talked to Eric Chinander, the defensive coordinator in Nebraska, one of the things he said.
Physical offensive football team. When the wide receivers buy in, extra point good by Moody. Haskins with lots of room. Haskins up and over. Still going inside the 30 and tripped up from behind by Nick Henrich. One of the runs of the season in college football by Hassan Haskins.
Well, again, I mean, just an incredible play by Haskins. Great block.
To go. And it's a design run for Martinez and a first down. And the ball is out. And apparently it had not been stopped. Brad Hawkins has it. And he returns it inside the 20-yard line.
Well, Hawkins ripped it out and recovered it. Martinez was fighting for yardage, and he didn't go down. And Brad Hawkins ripped the football out. Watch Brad Hawkins, number 2, right there, come into the play. And as Martinez is fighting for yardage, Hawkins is going to rip it out and pick it up. I was just thinking both teams had one turnover. And in Adrian Martinez's case here, you just got us there. Newilly is out there. He just can't get the block on Green.
And this is the game right here. Scott Frost told him to hurry up, but you want to make sure you're ready to go. Here comes a blitz. Martinez throwing it deep and incomplete. Broken up by Dax Hill, and that should do it.
It's going to be an unsportsmanlike penalty on Dax Hill, a dead ball after the play. I don't think it's going to change the result of the fourth down fail.
Scott Frost thought this was when the narrative would change, but unfortunately it continues. Self-inflicted wounds that turn out to be fatal over and over again. And the difficulty for Coach Frost is he knows he has a good team, but they can't get out of their own way.
Yeah, I mean, that is just agonizing. And for Adrian Martinez, I mean, we watched him turn the whole thing around in the second half, and then the only thing you can't do in that situation inside the final couple minutes is turn the ball over. And he did. And Michigan capitalized and is going to come away with a huge road victory back-to-back weeks in the Big Ten.
Give them credit. Jim Harbaugh, Brad Hawkins, the veteran graduate student safety, made the play.
Yep.
I mean, it was Martinez trying to continue to move forward with the ball, and Hawkins ripped it away and recovered it. And Michigan goes to 6-0. In so many similarities, it's two programs led by great quarterbacks at their alma maters now in Harbaugh and Frost, each kind of taking longer to get to where the fan base thought they would be with the successes that Harbaugh and Frost have had in their past. Michigan might be about to get back to that big national stage.
Well, we've seen them 3 times, and this was the best I think they've looked. They threw the ball better. Their defense was solid. This was a very impressive win in a hostile environment against a good
on the undefeated and 6th-ranked Michigan.
George Jewett was the first African-American football player in Big Ten history when he played for Michigan in 1890. He then went to medical school at Northwestern and was the Wildcats' first black player as well. This year, Michigan, Northwestern, and the Big Ten are honoring his memory by establishing the George Jewett Trophy to be presented to the winner.
Polinsky. And intercepted on the far side. DJ Turner. And he'll go down at the Northwestern 15. Oski.
We have seen 2 of the best interceptions in college football this year, both by DJs. DJ Graham from Oklahoma with the one-hander when we were there when they were against Nebraska. And then how about this? Just the tip-me-up, buttercup. DJ Turner on the turnstiles. Woo! That is so good.
This is a 20-yarder. It's another fake, and Stout is in trouble. And he fumbles the football. A little too tricky for their own good this time. And Dax Hill has it back for Michigan. Vincent Gray knocked it out. There is a Indiana. Here comes the Penn State blitz. Lots of running room down the sideline. Eric All, the tight end. Will they catch him? No! Touchdown, Michigan, and the lead with 3.5 to go. Here's a look from the pylon cam. And I think he got there.
Look at all run away.
Yeah, that's a touchdown.
Yeah, where the ball is, right?
Well, everything inbounds, and he clips the pylon. Who still has never missed one in his career. That makes it a 4-point game, and now a field goal does the Nittany Lions no good.
That's a great job by Michigan offensively. You're going to get all going here. Now you're going to get this mesh route versus man coverage. This is a great job by San Mastril going this way. Watch these 2 defenders knock into each other. That's exactly what you want that play to happen for with mesh. Touchdown. Wolverines.
is about greatness. And you have my pledge. I will carry forward the tradition of excellence of the University of Michigan.
Both teams have a lot on the line. It's a true playoff in that sense. And it's also the big game, the rivalry.
Big House, Michigan Stadium. Over 100,000 fans are all set to watch the great American rivalry as the number 2 Ohio State Buckeyes come into Ann Arbor to face the number 5 Michigan Wolverines. And the standings in the Big Ten East. The winner of this game, 10 at the Ohio State 14. And here's a reverse. Heading to the corner. Heading. Touchdown, Michigan.
Great misdirection by this Michigan team. Watches Edwards takes off to the left, and then McNamara fakes. And right there, you're going to see eyes from the Ohio State defense all to their right. They just slow for a moment, and that's all hitting needs.
Jake Moody up and good. Wolverines, 10 plays, 75 yards. They eat up 4 minutes and 48 seconds to take a 7-0 lead over Ohio State. Now Michigan goes tempo. First down and goal. They hand it off. Haskins leaning. And he did not get in. He felt he did get in.
I think he's saying he was on top of players and reached over, but look at them. They're going to line up and go fast.
They snap it. Haskins dives. Touchdown, Wolverines.
What an important series for Michigan's offense, and there they get a little push from the interior of that line, and Haskins up and over the top, extending that ball for the touchdown.
C.J. Stroud steps up in pressure, and goes down again. Aiden Hutchinson with the second sack of the day. And the Wolverines are bringing the pain.
Watches Ajabo's the first man there. This is the pressure I was talking about. You've got to get Stroud off rhythm. He wants to throw it there. He's got to step up. Now he's got to go to his right. And that's when Hutchinson can come off of his block and go and get the sack. That pressure is exactly what they needed.
As his running back. First and goal at the 7. McCarthy runs, gets outside, and spins down at the Ohio State 2.
Boy, and just physical play on the outside, all the way over here in the near side. You've got basically a fight breaking out. That's why Jim Harbaugh is so upset right now. Cameron Brown basically ripped Roman Wilson's helmet off and threw it, and now everybody getting into it. And I haven't seen a flag come out.
This is the great American rivalry, folks. To say there's bad blood between these two schools is an understatement.
Here's what I'm talking about, Gus. Watch this at the end. Look at Roman Wilson's grabbing his ankle. He's playing a little dirty. Then Cameron Brown rips his helmet off and throws it. Now the offensive linemen come around. There's a shove in the face. Got everything going on. Now they'll throw some flags and discuss it, exactly what went on and who's going to get penalized.
Hassan Haskins in the backfield as the deep man. They give it to him, running left. Touchdown, Wolverines.
Great block by Eric All. Watch Alls. He's going to come all the way outside, and he's just going to continue to extend this play out to his left. First Shoemaker, the tight end, gets a good block. There's the block on the outside. Steel Chambers gets blocked by Eric All, and Hassan Haskins gets to walk into the corner of the end zone.
And it's good. 5 plays, 78 yards. Michigan scores quickly again.
in 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and the Wolverines take a 28-13 lead over the second.
First down and 10 at the Ohio State 31.
Again, they run it. Haskins sprinting. Out of bounds at the 5. 27 yards. Hassan Haskins.
What a block. Up front by the guard. It was Keegan, and Haskins hurdles Cam Brown down the field. A run game that knows they have to run it. You know they have to run it. They can still have success, and that's what they're doing here.
First down and goal at the 4. Touchdown, Wolverines. Five touchdowns for Hassan Haskins. But remember, folks, Hayes, Keegan, Vistardis, Center, Stuber, the men up front have been incredible.
They let him score there. Look, not much effort from Ohio State.
Good. 42-27. Listen to this crowd at Michigan Stadium. And how about this for a performance in a big game? 5 rushing touchdowns for the young man from St. Louis, Missouri.
That Michigan offensive line has just been tougher today. Ohio State doesn't have an answer. The defense was a problem early in the season for the Buckeyes. They couldn't stop Oregon. They have not been able to stop Hassan Haskins and this Wolverine run game.
5 plays, 63 yards. All 63 yards coming by Hassan Haskins on the drive.
Matchup with Ohio State has paid off.
3rd and 5. Stroud in trouble. And Stroud is sacked again. Ojabo. David Ojabo. Down in 18. From the 33. Stroud scrambling. Stroud looking, just fires it. Caught, but not enough. Olave with the grab. And Ohio State will turn it over on downs with 58 seconds remaining. Jim Harbaugh. Hugs on the sideline. Frustration and defeat. The Wolverines are under a minute. Victory formation for Cade McNamara and the Wolverines.
Touchdown. That run game has been dominant. Almost 300 yards on the ground for the Michigan Wolverines. And Jim Harbaugh gets his win over Ohio State.
Michigan defeats Ohio State 42-27. Finally. Downstairs on the field, our Jenny Taft has a victorious Coach Jim Harbaugh.
Coach Harbaugh, you're a Michigan man. You have lived this rivalry, you prayed in it, and you just won. You just beat Ohio State. Describe the moment.
I just feel so great for the players who prepared so well for this game and then went out and executed pretty much thoroughly. It was great.
I would say so. Your O-line was dominant. Hassan Haskins, 5 rushing touchdowns in this game.
Yeah, great game. Hassan Haskins Aiden Hutchinson, two guys that have carried this team on their back all season long, and a group of guys that just play their hearts out.
Why was this group able to do it? The turnaround. You've credited Aiden Hutchinson, but they came in for a reason this season to make a difference.
We did it, though.
We did it. Go enjoy it.
All right, Jenny, thank you very much. 42-27, the final. A partner. The college football playoff rankings have just been turned upside down. The number 2 team in the nation has gone down here in Ann Arbor.
And next Saturday, Michigan and Jim Harbaugh, 60 minutes with a playoff spot on the line.
Michigan under Coach Harbaugh. The Wolverines, the program, they win their first Big Ten East title, and they will advance to their first Big Ten championship game. Juwan Howard, the head basketball coach, congratulating Coach Harbaugh.
Dogs. Jim Harbaugh had never won a game outright as an underdog until they beat Wisconsin earlier this year. Now it's twice in the same year, from 2-4. And questions about his job status to 11-1 and Big Ten East champions.
The Wolverines and Coach Harbaugh channeling the spirit of Bo Schembechler. Remember, back in 1969, Ohio State was known as the best college football team of all time. They came into Ann Arbor, and in front of 104,000 fans here at Michigan Stadium, the Wolverines, 17-point underdogs, defeated Jack Tatum and the Ohio State Buckeyes. Aiden Hutchinson, what a game. This young man played his heart out. 3 sacks. Remember, he is the son of former Michigan captain and defensive star Chris Hutchinson, who won the team MVP in 1992. And I'm sure Mr. Hutchinson is so proud of his baby boy today. And quarterback, Corum the pistol back. Here's Corum! And Corum, what a move! Corum! He needs a block. Corum down the sideline. Blake Corum, touchdown, Wolverines. 67 yards.
What a great block here. Watches this right side of the offensive line, mashes down. That's Stuber 71. He creates the hole. But folks, that's not the story of this play. That cut first and then second. Check out the freshman quarterback getting all the way down the field, shielding a little bit. Number 9 McCarthy helping Corum down the sideline and all the way into the end zone.
Against the Buckeyes, extra point is good. Michigan, 4 plays, 80 yards. They score in a minute and 57. Everybody helping on.
The Oklahoma Sooners and ran them out of the building in their national championship.
They'll throw it out to Edwards. Edwards fires. He's got a wide open man. Oh, it's caught. Robert Wilson. Touchdown, Michigan. 75 yards. Josh Gaddis pulls a rabbit out of his hat.
How about Josh Gaddis coming out throwing haymakers here? They score on the big play on the last series with Corum.
2 yards, extra point, good. Take a look at this throw by the freshman Donovan Edwards.
Beautiful throw, takes the hit. from Seth Benson, 44. Beautiful throw. Look at that. He's right in stride. Roman Wilson down the sideline, and Iowa is caught. Big plays are not generally something that you can live on against this Iowa defense. And here, Michigan, bang, bang.
42-3, Wolverines on top of the Hawkeyes with 1 minute and 25 remaining. And somewhere, folks, in heaven, Moshe Beck, Jim Harbaugh's coach, the man that he loved like a father, is watching this game. I asked Coach, I said, Coach, what do you think? What do you hear in your head, in your mind? What is Bo saying to you? And he was funny. He said, I hear it loud and clear what Bo is saying to me. When people are complimenting you and telling you that you're doing good, kick them in the shin. Booty sends it away. And Charlie Jones lets it go out of the end zone for a touchback. This song by the Killers, it's been Michigan's song all year. And they sure enough were killers the last 2 weeks of this season. Williams. And Coach Harbaugh gets a Gatorade splash.
Twice.
And he just took it. He just took it. Look at his face. But here comes another one.
I was like, you got me, you got me, you got me. Last week he was singing Hail to the Victors. He's going to be singing Hail to the Victors in St. Elmo's all night tonight.
25 seconds remaining. And that should do it. 42-3, the final score. Jim Harbaugh has led Michigan out of the abyss. The Michigan Wolverines are the Big Ten champions. And under Jim Harbaugh, they are heading to their first college football playoff. Let's go downstairs to Jetty.
Coach Harbaugh, congratulations.
Thanks.
I know you're finding your guys here. First Big Ten title. You came home to Michigan for a reason. Describe the moment.
Well, it feels great. Incredible moment. Players played great. Hassan Haskins, right here. Cade McNamara, Aiden Hutchinson.
The legacy.
Can't be more proud of these guys.
Of the veterans, Coach, because you've complimented them all year. How they were a part of this turnaround. What can you tell me about this group?
Well, we wouldn't be here without them. What these men were able to do when nobody said they could do it, they didn't listen to it and just worked and found a way. Where there's a will, there's a way, and the will was strong.
When I say Michigan football is playoff bound, quickly, Coach, give me your reaction.
Fired up.
Fired up.
Up to the guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Coach.
39-yard line. A lot of familiarity coming into the game. 3rd down and 6 for Clay Millen. Snap was high, and he's going to be sacked behind the line of scrimmage by Mike Sainstro. Sainstro, former wide receiver a season ago, 2 yard in. from the 39. Wolverines in a trips right. Little bubble screen complete to Roman Wilson. Got a great block, sprung loose. Tiptoe. Wilson still on his feet. Magic from Michigan. Touchdown.
Mark, when we talked to Coach Harbaugh, he said, I want to know the guys that are going to block for the touchdown. Don't just dream about the big play. And there's Roman Wilson tiptoeing in his Jordans down the sideline.
Owen steps up, avoids harm, and throws a pick at the 50. It's coming back. Rod Moore still on his feet inside the 15 to the 12-yard line. Braden McGregor put good pressure on Clay Millen to force the pick.
Yes, Mark, Clay Millen did a nice job stepping up in the pocket, and you'll see this is the safety right here that he's just not paying attention to. As the play rolls, you see the pass rush, he's looking, and you can see his vision cone there.
Donovan Edwards in motion, sets, quick slant, complete. That's going to be a first down catch by Ronnie Bell, whose backside never touched the turf, kept the play alive, and number 8 is back. His elbow didn't touch. The microphone is yours, Ann Arbor. That crowd applause you hear is for Ronnie Bell, who was hurt in the first game last year, suffered an ACL injury.
So let's watch and see. Oh, right there, you can see his arm went down. But Mark, you ain't lying. The crowd.
And Mozzie Smith.
Oh yeah, they call Chris Jenkins the mutant. And when you're 6'3", 285 and moving like that, I understand why.
They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. Millen, ball comes loose, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. No, it's not whistle dead. It's still alive. Turner is going to waltz into the end zone for a touchdown.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense for a touchdown.
They go for it on 4th down, and Michigan's defense gets the turnover recovery and the touchdown.
If you're Clay Millen here, you got to have that clock go off and say, hey, I got to get rid of the football. They've been harassing me all day. But what a job by DJ Turner right there. Always played through the whistle. They didn't blow it dead. Get a stiff arm. DJ Turner on the 1s and 2s, walking in the end zone. You got to love it.
Millen going through football games of the year.
And they are simply the best, Mark. And so happy you're able to shout them all out and give them the credit. That's good.
4th and goal. Touchdown. That was Orji.
Mark, I love the number 10 because we love to see number 10s in the end zone. Well, I'm not saying a word about that last name right there. Staying away from that one.
It's 51-7.
And you're going to see they bring in the big quarterback. He makes the read. And what do you know, guys? It's an orgy in the end zone.
See if they can keep it going.
McCarthy pulls. He's going deep. The catch is made. The Honolulu native takes a bow. Roman Wilson for the touchdown.
Defenses have to account for.
His first carry for 16 yards. And 1st and 10 from the 20. Reverse play. Here's Wilson again. Wilson will take it in. He's got his second score. Roman Wilson from 21 out. A big start for Big Blue.
Michigan offense now inside the 15 with a chance to score.
Fakes it to Edwards. A line shot for 6. Ronnie Bell with his first touchdown of 2022.
Now this is just a timing route. Ronnie Bell on the post. JJ's going to show a quick play action, and then right as he breaks, he's going to deliver a strike right on Ronnie Bell.
And Stokes takes the handoff from our third Michigan quarterback that we'll see is Davis Warren as we check in with Megan McEwen.
I'm really excited to watch Davis Warren play.
Going to keep it. Going to pick up a first down and a little more. Got tripped up across the 25, and Davis Warren, such a good story, a walk-on to Michigan, overcame leukemia, now gets some plays on here tonight.
Yep, again, it's that read option. One of the staples of this Michigan offense, and this time Davis Warren pulls it and has a nice run down the sideline. You know, you always, that first down is so critical to get your drive started. That time Davis Warren doing it with his feet.
A pickup of 11.
Game. I mean, you said it. There's just so many players around the line of scrimmage. It's going to be tough to do anything, even in short yardage.
So A.J. Henning, returnable from the 39-yard line. Breaks a couple of tackles. Heading to midfield. Red Spade breaks another tackle. Heading down the sideline. Looking for the pylon after a cutback. He's got a Michigan touchdown. Eleventh play of the drive. Corum. Cutback. Touchdown number
5. Big play Corum.
and have so far, and that ties a Michigan program record for most rushing touchdowns in a single game.
I don't know what 5 out of 12 is, but it's pretty close to 50% of his carries.
Michigan Wolverines.
And this Michigan defense has not been tested.
Michigan, Maryland, here we go from Ann Arbor. And this will be field. Oh, drop. Michigan has a chance to grab it, and they do. At the 10-yard line. Felton bobbled it. And it's recovered by the Wolverines. Special teams been a big deal. Matthew Hibner with the recovery last week. They blocked a punt, ran a punt back. Now they come up with the recovery on the opening kick. Hit right off of his face. And goal at the 10-yard line. Blake Corum in the backfield with J.J. McCarthy. And McCarthy rolls out, fires. Touchdown Wolverines. Just like that. Luke Schoonmaker.
Motion's going to affect the safety as the safety goes across with the motion. Now Schoonmaker is able to just get out into the corner of the end zone. He's wide open because of that little shift. Great formation from Michigan.
Playing good, just like that. Special teams again paying huge dividends for Jim Harbaugh's Wolverines as they take a falls forward. Jay Shaw Barham with the tackle. And that brings up fourth down. They didn't get it. Michigan quickly to the line of scrimmage. Here's Corum. Blake Corum. See you later. Touchdown, Michigan. 33 yards. Blake Corum having a monster first half. With the extra point, good. How about Blake Corum? 13 carries.
132 yards. And now his first touchdown of the game. He had 5 touchdowns to tie a clock here. McCarthy gives it to Corum, hits the edge. Corum down the sideline. Blake Corum does it again. 27 yards. The little big man. Carries, 243 yards rushing, and 2 touchdowns for Blake Corum.
And twice today we've seen in short yardage situations when they had to have it, they gave it to Corum right in the middle, and then he made those explosive jump cuts outside.
Extra point up and good. 34-19 Michigan. This kid has been spectacular.
Gus, there are players in this sport that I call above the X's and O's players. They're special. It doesn't matter what's going on. They find a way to have success. And right there was no reason, based on the way Maryland was playing that play, that you could hand the ball off and get a touchdown. And Mike Loxley knows it. Look, he's like, what's going on? We got to stay outside. We got to have contain. Well, guess what? Blake Corum makes you pay. He's got such strong legs.
Here we go.
Today's song was chosen by our kid, Captain Adam, who selected one shining moment. Let's send our encouragement to the kid and their family watching the game.
The 13-yard line. Donovan Edwards in the backfield with J.J. McCarthy. Low snap handled by McCarthy. He'll sprint out. Turns the corner. Throws. Caught. Touchdown Wolverines. Donovan Edwards. McCarthy making chicken salad. And the Wolverines extend their lead. 19-0.
Boy, this is just a player making a play right here. You're going to get the blitz right here from Jack Campbell. What you should get is a little hot route from Edwards, but McCarthy doesn't like it right away, so he just runs around Jack Campbell, or excuse me, Luke Van Ness, and he just throws it to the back of the end zone, and there he is, wide open, Donovan Edwards.
Congrats on the win. We said going into this one, it's where top 5 teams can go to die. You survived it. How'd you do it today?
A really gritty performance. I thought our guys just really strained and played really hard. And these are the guys you should talk to. This guy had one great game, Mike. Congratulations, man.
Tell me about Mike. Why is he so special? Then I'll let you go.
Huge motor. I mean, look at the guy. He's 6'7", 290 pounds, and he's got a big heart right there.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. All right, Mike, I got to talk to you. And that is so true. What a game. 2 sacks for you. This defense, really, you set a tone today. What can you say about your guys out there?
You know, I told them before, I told them at halftime that they're going to throw everything they got at us. The coaches told us the first drive, they're going to throw everything they have, everything out of their bag at us. And we took the punches. They punched us twice actually, but I feel like we stepped up to the plate. And, you know, big-time players made big-time plays. And it was a team effort. Everybody stepped up to the plate. Everybody did their job. DBs covered. We rushed the passer.
These guys right here showed up when they needed to.
JJ, you know these guys so well. You go up against them in practice. What about this group is so impressive?
I mean, it's their nonstop determination every single play. They never stop. They go balls to the wall every single play, and then they just have those God-given abilities that just make them so special. So, yeah, I'm happy to see that they're going against another opponent. I'm not going to lie.
Fair enough. They did their job. You did yours. What can you tell me about this road test for you, JJ, today?
I mean, it was huge. Just from a team standpoint, this is our first road game, and especially coming into Kinnick with just the history of everything, it was just really awesome to get it done. Now we're on to the next week.
So much much to be said about the culture of this group. It was established last year. How high is the ceiling for this Michigan football team?
I mean, we're not even scratching yet. We're still we're still learning. Every week we're getting better, and that's what makes this team just so dangerous. We're nowhere near how good we can be. And it's practice, we really try each other. We go extremely hard in practice, and it makes moments like this, it makes it a little bit easier.
I love this. Every week we're going to add a player. So next week, 4 guys. Well done. Congratulations.
No, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good to see you.
Thank
y'all so much. We appreciate y'all.
Yabi Oki, J.J. McCarthy, and Mike Morris, 3 of the stars of this game as the Wolverines remain undefeated. They'll head to Bloomington next week to take on Indiana.
Tell you, if their quarterback is going to play that controlled in a really tough environment, they're going to be dangerous. And if that pass rush comes alive, watch out. Watch out for these Wolverines.
1st and 10 of the 49. Blake Corum, the single setback. And play fake. No, it's Corum this time running with room. Breaks it back. There he goes. Blake Corum. Blake. The great touchdown. Michigan. 51 yards. And they say he's down at the 1.
Well, regardless, the vision and the explosiveness. Right here, he should be dead. Look at that. 4 IU players that are... And he just dips under them. Oh, my goodness. They're all converging. He just dips under them, shows you the explosiveness on the outside, and takes it all the way down inside the 1.
Last week, Corum, 29 carries, 133 yards, and a touchdown. 1st down and goal at the 1. He's the eye back. They give it to him. Blake Corum, touchdown, Wolverines. Bada bing, bada boom. Michigan takes it and scores on their opening drive here at Indiana.
I tell you what, that was some type of special move.
On the season, extra point is good by Jake Moody and Michigan. Power football here. Marching it right down the field to take a 7-0 lead over Indiana. And that one's blocked. Michigan gets a finger on it. So now Indiana has blocked a field goal, and Michigan has blocked a field goal. And the score remains 10-10. At the 6, McCarthy, quick strike underneath. Cornelius Johnson, touchdown. But more importantly for Michigan, J.J. McCarthy has now recorded his first 300-yard passing game. Congratulations to that young sophomore. Cornelius Johnson with another touchdown, and Michigan takes a 30-10 lead. They came in favored by
4 or 5 guy, and when you think about a quarterback, that's very quick.
1st down, Corum with a lane. No, make that Edwards. Breaks it back. Donovan Edwards. Sprinting. Touchdown, Michigan. 67 yards.
Well, this is a great job by the offensive line. Watch Oluwatimi as well as right guard Zach Zinter. They pull out, boom, those blocks right there. Free Edwards, and now he's gone. And then it's about the vision and the cutback. He gets the cutback there, and it's a foot race to the end zone.
Corum back in. Inside, Ronnie Bell, and they'll get it. Michigan takes a 24-17 lead as they explode out of the gate to start the 2nd half. Donovan Edwards. Swift feet, great blocking by the O-line. And the Wolverines reclaim the lead against the Nittany Lions. 39. Blake Corum with the lane. Blake Corum breaks it back. Blake Corum sprinting. Blake, the great touchdown, Michigan. 61 yards.
This run game is putting it on Penn State.
154.
The punt from Behringer.
Oh boy.
He had trouble with the snap, and he's down inside the 10.
The one before this was high, and Behringer was able to grab it with one hand. He's been kind of nervous all night and hasn't been punting his normal the way he has, because I think he's been concerned about the snaps from Michael Donovan. This one is not on the punter, and this ball is sailing over his head.
Wow. Yeah, they were concerned. Mel Tucker mentioned it during the week. You know, not just about the accuracy, but the speed of it getting back there too. And even though the accuracy was the biggest issue, they were kind of floated back too. Sign of a well-coached team, taking their time. Well, there's still more time they could take off. They snapped it at 12. Corum has the touchdown. He has both Michigan touchdowns. That one from 4 yards out.
A beautiful execution. This Michigan offensive line, the tight end Schoonmaker, they get the turnover with the special teams and capitalize.
And in 14. Jake Moody adds the extra point. And it is a 22-point game.
Started with the bad snap, the second bad snap in a row. This time can't be fielded, and Michigan capitalizes. Power running, and Blake Corum does what he does well. Gets it in a tackle by Rod Moore, and there it is right there. Just at the end of the play. A big play threat for this Michigan State pass offense.
2nd and 10. Down to 4:15 to go. And the pass is intercepted. Picked off by Rod Moore. His 3rd career interception, all of them this season, to lead the Wolverines. He's a sophomore from Clayton, Ohio.
Well, Moore does a great job of keeping eyes on the quarterback and reading where he was going. Here's Moore right here. He's going to drop deep, and pretty soon you're going to see the crossing route come over with Coleman. But Moore's eyes are on the quarterback. He feels the...
His first 2 against Michigan. And the teams are moving toward the tunnel. It is the same tunnel. That was an issue last week against Penn State, as Jim Harbaugh pointed out. This stadium's been here for 95 years with one tunnel. It really hasn't been a problem. And Paul Bunyan belongs to the Michigan Wolverines. Taking it down near the student section. A huge crowd here tonight, 111,083. That's about 3,500 over stadium capacity to watch Michigan go to 8-0 and 20-2 in their last 22 games. J.J. McCarthy threw for 167 and a touchdown. He ran for 50 yards. And the Michigan defense held the Spartans to 37 yards rushing, under 2 yards per carry, and 252 yards of total offense. Very impressive team.
Very impressive. I mean, well coached. Their special teams are solid. The offense, you can run the football. I mean, that travels. I mean, I don't care where you're playing, what environment, you can run like that. And their defense, you know, we keep waiting. Is the defense as good as the numbers? Well, they were again tonight. And we'll see down the road if they continue to play at this level.
Could be a collision course for 2 undefeated teams to end the regular season in Columbus. Each team with work to do. Stay tuned, except on the West Coast, for your local news. For Molly McGrath, Todd Blackledge, Matt Austin, Sean McDonough, good night from Ann Arbor.
With the Rutgers ground game, they only had 48 rushing yards last week. This time, pass is intercepted. Michael Barrett picked it, and Michael Barrett takes it down to the 10-yard line.
This is where the youth might be starting to show for Wimsatt, because Michael Barrett just dropped right underneath that. He's playing the linebacker position. So there's Michael Barrett. He's lining up like he's going to blitz, and he's dropping right to that curl zone, and they're running a curl route. Wimsatt just doesn't see him and throws the ball. And it's where some of the youth is. Just because they're up on the line, you think they're going to blitz, you don't think you're going to be there. You still have to have eyes on the throw and make sure that there's no defender there before you let it go. And I'll tell you what, for Coach Mincher, the defensive coordinator, he's happy to see a turnover. That was a point of emphasis for this Michigan defense.
Yeah, they haven't gotten a lot of takeaways this year. Now Corum up the middle with a full head of steam. And down to the 1-yard line goes Blake Corum. So Michigan scores. They get the interception. Touchdowns on all 3 red zone possessions. Trying to make it 4 for 4. Handing it off out of the I formation. Second effort. Corum is in. Touchdown, Michigan. It's been better tonight. Michael Barrett got the interception to set up the Corum touchdown. Hoping he can breathe a little easier as this game continues. Certainly wasn't at halftime. Wimsatt hit as he throws, and another interception. And guess who? It's Barrett again. And this time, Barrett takes it in for the score. The 5th-year senior who came back for 1 more year is having a career night in New Jersey.
Well, last drive he didn't see him. That was on him. Here's Barrett once again in that left linebacker position. This one, to me, I thought it hit Cruikshank right in the hands. Maybe not the easiest catch, but you certainly want to come down with that. And Barrett's like, sure, why not? I'll take another one.
In 1 minute and 42 seconds. The last 2 touchdowns have come in an 11-second span, and all of a sudden Michigan has full.
On your young quarterback, Wimsatt, you'd love to play complementary offense. When you can't run the ball, that does a lot for Michigan's defense.
And another interception. This time it's the freshman Will Johnson. The 5-star stud still on his feet. And down to the 31-yard line. 3 picks in the 3rd quarter for this Michigan defense.
2 tight ends, 2 wideouts. Corum, touchdown Wolverines. The leader in rushing touchdowns in college football adds another one to his total. It's the 10th straight game with a rushing score for him. Longest streak in college football.
Works out that way.
Michigan up 7-0
in the game. If he can get out there in the open field and make something happen, he's got to do it.
On 3rd and 6. Underneath, wide open underneath. It's complete to Brown. Tried to leap the defender. The elevator went a little bit too high that time. Wow, what a play. As Brown went airborne to get 13 yards.
Oh my gosh. Oh, he hit him right in the goal. No, my Lord. Ugh. That did not look like it felt good. Mike Sainristil put a helmet right between his, I'm going to leave that.
Taking on the number 3 team in the country in Michigan. Devoid of your starting quarterback, Casey Thompson. Purdy got hurt. Smothers came in, battled, but not enough against Jim Harbaugh and J.J. McCarthy and the Wolverines, whose defense was impenetrable and impervious today, giving up just 3 points.
Wow.
Just what I said, 2006.
10-0
and on that collision course.
That defense allowed Michigan's offense to just run over yet another opponent. Blake Corum has another Heisman-worthy performance. 162 yards today, his 5th highest rushing total of the year, because the man has ran for 273 yards.
Between TCU and Texas, For Quinn Kesenick, Robert Griffin III, our entire talented crew behind the camera, you never get a chance to say, I'm Mark Jones.
Tight end Bredesen lined up as a fullback in front of Blake Corum. On 3rd down and goal, Corum, touchdown Michigan. An impressive opening drive. No looking ahead toward Ohio State and Columbus next weekend as they go 75 yards in 7 plays. 18th rushing touchdown for Corum, now tied for the national lead. Jake Moody the extra point on his senior day, one of the great kickers in Michigan history.
Well, again, 3 tight ends, an extra offensive lineman, and a powerful runner. And the opening drive for Michigan goes.
Yeah, to your point, they're in a big hurry to line up. I mean, they have enough time. They're going to go for it on 4th down. But make sure you're ready to line up and run a good play.
Watch for Loveland on a crossing route.
This is the season in so many ways for these two. Gash the catch. 1st down. He had a big drop not long ago. He atones. Gets the... Well, here it comes down to the foot of Moody. 36 for his last 37 from inside 40. This will be a 35-yarder. With 12 seconds to go, it is good! And all of the biggest dreams are still alive here in Ann Arbor. A 2-point lead over Illinois with 9 seconds to go.
A frigid day, Jake Moody's got ice water in his veins. I mean, this guy has been outstanding. Good snap, good hold, perfect kick.
And his 65th career-made field goal, #1 now all-time at Michigan. The record setter, his biggest. And barring a disaster now in the final 9 seconds, Jim Harbaugh and the Wolverines will head to Columbus undefeated. Brett Bielema.
Since you can't get it to the end zone.
Michigan's going to rush only 3. Defenders spread out all over. DeVito does throw it high in the air. It's going to come down near the 20. Incomplete. And now it is over. Michigan goes to 11-0. The valiant Illinois team comes up short.
That's a good football team.
Really is.
Michigan is a very good football team as well. Sometimes you have to find a way to win a game like this. Brett Bielema still not happy.
He wasn't happy at the half. He had the memorable quote to Molly McGrath on the way off. When you come here, you play 110,000 plus a few others, which was a not so veiled reference to the officiating.
The crisp Midwestern air of late November means one thing: the game. Most quintessential conflict in American sports.
They were saying some stuff, now they're fighting.
The history, unparalleled.
And here we go. Charles Woodson down the sideline.
Michigan leads it. The comeback kid.
Buckeyes versus Wolverines. The stakes, of course, are always clearly defined. But today, the entire college football landscape will be sculpted. Ohio State, Michigan.
The Michigan Wolverines. It's time for the game. Let's send it up to the guys calling it. Gus Johnson and Joel Glatt. Enjoy it, everybody.
Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure. Welcome to the shoe, folks. Ohio Stadium, and we are ready for the game as number 3 Michigan comes into town to take on number 2, the world-famous Ohio State Buckeyes.
Ohio State up at the line of scrimmage, quickly snapping the ball.
3rd down and 9. Stroud looking with time. Incomplete. So the Michigan defense will hold Emeka Egbuka. This one from 32 yards away. Got it up and good. 10-3. Ohio State. 1:19 to play. First quarter in the game. Deep man. Play fake. Stroud looking. Stroud delivers. Incomplete on 4th down. Jalen Harrell in coverage. Cade Stover just couldn't haul it in. And the Wolverines will get it back. Cade Stover almost had it. Michigan football. McCarthy under pressure, back shoulder throw, caught. Cornelius Johnson breaking it, still on his feet. Cornelius Johnson sprinting. Touchdown Michigan, 69 yards.
Ohio State brought the house, everybody on the blitz, and McCarthy just calmly stepped back through a little fadeaway, hits Cornelius Johnson, and then it's the missed tackle. When you send everybody, there is nobody to help, and they're going to have to do that if they're going to want to win this ball game.
First down to the 25. Donovan Edwards, the pistol back. McCarthy to throw it. McCarthy looking, throws deep, got a wide open receiver. Cornelius Johnson sprinting, touchdown Michigan. 75 yards. They said the kid couldn't throw a deep ball.
Well, he did it there. And perfect route from Cornelius Johnson, and all of a sudden Michigan lights it up on 2 long touchdown passes. Beautiful job by McCarthy. Gusser stepping up in the pocket, and Johnson was wide open.
Had a 2-touchdown game against Indiana last month, and now he gives Michigan a 17-13 lead. 3 catches, 156 yards, and 2 touchdowns here in the first half.
Check out this route. Here's Johnson right on your screen. He's going to give a little outside move before he goes to the post at the top of his route. He's working right here. See that outside move? That is great stuff. Cam Martinez, number 13, bites on the outside move, and Cornelius Johnson is wide open. Back in the backfield, the pressure came.
Is Ronnie Bell gets tied up. First down and 10 to the 45. Play action. J.J. McCarthy lobs it wide open. Caught at the 10, 5, touchdown, Colston Loveland. 45 yards. And Michigan reclaims the lead.
Ohio State has not adjusted. They're sticking with that man coverage to try to stop the run. Safety is going to be man-to-man on Loveland. He's going to come up, and then he's going to wheel onto the outside. Watch as he breaks this route, and they get caught up, he and Johnson, but then he's able to get some space as Ransom overplays it, and then he's wide open. Beautiful throw, and then he dives for that.
And he'll give it to him. And he'll throw it! Oh, caught! Inside the 25. Luke Schoonmaker. A gain of 15.
Are you kidding me with that play call? How about the courage from Michigan and Jim Harbaugh? They move a linebacker to running back this week and then let him throw a pass? Holy cow, Schoonmaker wide open. and then he jumps up. It's like a Tim Tebow jump pass for a first down. Watch Mullings. Jumps up, delivers it. Wow, first down, Wolverines.
From the 23, McCarthy. Here's McCarthy. Dancing, fires in the corner. And incomplete. And a flag. Ronnie Bell at target. This is going to be pass interference against Ronnie Hickman. Donovan Edwards, the deep back. Edwards looking, and he'll go nowhere. Great defense by Ohio State. Hickman makes up for it. McCarthy rolling. McCarthy looking, fires, incomplete. Can Michigan pay it off? J.J. McCarthy, he'll run it with a lane. Touchdown, Wolverines! J.J. McCarthy, what a day. 3 touchdown passes. Now he runs one in. And the Wolverines take a 30-20 lead.
He actually ran right past his offensive lineman. When you're a ball carrier near the end zone, sometimes you just got to be your own blocker. Watch as he passes Keegan, 77. He's just like, get me in there. Lowers his shoulder. That one was against Hickman, it looks like, and he's able to get the goal line.
And it's good. 15-play drive for Michigan. Stroud looking. Stroud in the end zone. Incomplete. Stover was the intended receiver, but Mike Sanderstill, the converted wide receiver, breaks that up. And that brings up 4th and 4.
They were trying to sneak the tight end from the right side all the way back to the left. And he had a lot of space, but Mike Sanderstill with the makeup speed, and then at the catch point, look at him play the ball perfectly. Goes after it with his hand. First couple of plays in the first. Won it last year. They're on the road. They're the underdog. You get the feeling that something's coming, a specialty play of some sort, which means Jim Knowles has to have the best series as a defensive coordinator he's maybe had in his life. First year here at Ohio State. This is why he's here. They have to get a stop.
No turnovers in this game so far. 1st and 10 of the 25. Here's Edwards with a lane. Donovan Edwards down the sideline. Gets past Ransom. Donovan Edwards. Touchdown, Michigan. The Don.
Michigan has torched Ohio State in man coverage all day long. Watch this. Ronnie Bell or Cornelius Johnson there can just run off his defender, which means there's no one left. And all they got to do is seal the linebacker. Oluwatimi, the best center in college football, gets it done on Tommy Eichenberg. He gets to the second level, and then it's just Edwards, and he's in a foot race.
Extra point good. That's the 4th touchdown of 45 yards or more today by Michigan. But it's a big one. 7:11 to play in the 4th, 38-20 for the 16-yard line. 4:27 remaining. C.J. Stroud goes through his progression. Stroud just throws it forward, and it's intercepted. Taylor Upshaw just plucks it out of the air, and the Wolverines have the football. That's the first turnover of the game.
This is a defense that has not gotten a lot of takeaways this year, but none bigger than that one. As Taylor Upshaw is going to take a picture with his teammates with the turnover buffs on the sideline. Stroud, as he steps up in the pocket, he knows that a sack is just, it's a killer in this situation. He's trying to make a play, and watch as he tries to flip it to Xavier Johnson, but it's just behind him a little bit. Xavier Johnson bats it up in the air, and that's what Day has got to be feeling like he's witnessing the same game all over again, because this feels so similar to a year ago in Ann Arbor, Gus, when the run game just started to churn it out and the defense was able to just make enough plays, in particular in the red zone, and that's happened here again in the second half.
They'll run it again with Edwards, and it appears that the team with the most rushing yards is going to win this game. Wolverines doing it without their star, Blake Corum. Here's the run again. Donovan Edwards. Whoa! Can they catch him? No! Donovan Edwards again. 85 yards. The Don. 2 huge touchdowns. And the Wolverines go up 44-23.
What a second half. Wow. I tell you what.
Complete domination for the Wolverines over their arch rivals, the Ohio State Buckeyes, here in the second half. Extra point good. 45-23. Another look at Donovan Edwards.
Gus, when you've got nobody deep, you have got to be gap sound. And when you're not gap sound, this is what happens. Oluwatimi hooks the tackle, and at that point, boom, it's gone. And they certainly, they've got a couple of really good wins and good non-conference.
Over the middle. Incomplete, and an interception. Makari Page. And Page comes up with the loose ball. Second turnover of the day for Ohio State, and that will do it with 1:48 to go in the fourth quarter. Michigan coming into Columbus. They haven't won here since 2000.
To 12-0 for the first time since they won the national championship back in the late 90s.
Well coached. Dominant. And that will do it. The final score from Columbus, 45-23. Michigan improves to 12-0. And the Wolverines head to the Big Ten Championship next week in Indianapolis as they defeat the Buckeyes for the first time in Columbus since 2000. Let's go downstairs.
Jim. Talk to this guy right
Jim, what? Jim, come on. He runs away. You can't get him.
Been doing it for too long.
There was so much expectation that you were going to have to make plays in this game for Michigan to win. How does the reality compare to the dream of winning this game?
I mean, obviously, there's some things that I want back. Yeah, there's some things that I want back, but walking out of here with the W, that's all that matters, no matter how we got it done.
What did you see on the back end of their defense that allowed you those huge chunk plays that were so successful that really framed this game, JJ?
I mean, they were trying to stop our identity. We're a smash fest football team, and they were trying to stop the run, so they let the passes get open deep.
I know you're a guy that likes to center himself with meditation. You like to quiet yourself. When you sat by the goalpost, what did you envision today?
Exactly this, honestly. It was just trying to get back to myself, back when I was 5 years old, dreaming about playing on this field. And everything about it was magical.
Well played today. Congratulations on the win, JJ.
Thank you so much. I just want one more thing to say. Job's not finished. Let's go. Go Blue.
Sound like Kobe Bryant, baby.
Donovan, so much focus on Blake Corum, your teammate, your brother in this one who wasn't able to go. When you saw that, what was your first thought about what you'd have to do?
First and foremost, all praises are to the Lord. He blessed us to be able to play in this game. All of us who played in the game, we came out healthy and we got the victory. So all praises to the Lord.
What does this win mean for this program?
It's big, you know, big-time rivalry game. You know, like we knew like what we had to do this game, but you know, like we prepared for this game all season in the off season. So to get the victory, it's a blessing from the Lord.
Great win, Donovan. Go celebrate with your teammate.
Thank you. Have a great one.
All right. Thank you very much. The final score here at Ohio Stadium, 45-23. Michigan remains undefeated, 12-0. They'll head to Indy to play in the Big Ten Championship next week. We will have more from Columbus with Mike Hill and the guys after this break. For Tom Rinaldi and Joel Klatt, I'm Gus Johnson.
Oh my God.
Michigan Wolverines for the Big Ten title.
In college football, everyone loves to talk about tradition. But very few teams embody that word in every sense.
There is no game more important than the one you're going down to the tunnel to play today. Now let's go. Go. You can never knock me. You can never stop me.
Touchdown, Michigan! They are the bluest of blue bloods, a program that defines itself by the highest of standards. And this year's team is one of the best this storied school has ever produced. Just ask their vanquished rivals.
Touchdown, Michigan!
Flying in. That is a huge stop. Pressure has been a huge part of their game plan.
Donovan Edwards! Whoa! The Don! Got a question for you. Who's got it better than us? No way!
Hail to the victors. These are the Michigan Wolverines.
Please welcome the Big Ten East champions and the #2 team in the nation, the Michigan Wolverines. Out of the offset eye. Here's the reverse. No, it's McCarthy throwing in the corner. Touchdown, Michigan. Colston Loveland, back-to-back touchdown receptions. Last week in Columbus, tonight in Indianapolis.
Boy, you talk about a young star emerging before our eyes. Colston Loveland in double coverage, the tight end goes up and hauls that one in for a touchdown. This guy is really talented and is going to be an absolutely great player.
Zone extra point, good. Michigan scores on their opening drive. McCarthy to Loveland, who went up high and brought it down. 7-0. Wolverines.
Play design by Jeff Braun.
First down at the 18. O'Connell throwing off his back foot. Intercepted. Will Johnson. And we have our first turnover of the game.
This has got to be Aiden O'Connell's show.
First down to the 41. Maccabee. And he's tackled from behind. Braden McGregor. 2-yard gain.
Gus, you ever, thought about what it's like to be an official? This is the hat cam on the line judge, Rudy Studd. So if anyone knows what, this is what it's like talking to Jim Harbaugh on the sideline during a timeout. How good is that? Oh my goodness.
I think the internet is going to have 150 yards for Durham coming into this game. O'Connell underneath, and it's intercepted again. Wow. Will Johnson with his second pick, and he just jumped that route.
Now this is how you break on a slant route. Will Johnson read it perfectly. He's one-on-one coverage. Watch how quickly he breaks right when he sees the foot in the ground.
17-yard line. Here we go, Boilers. Edwards in motion. Now they'll line up in the backfield. McCarthy. Surveying. End zone. Touchdown, Ronnie Bell. What a throw! J.J. McCarthy put it on the money.
The safety takes off outside. As soon as McCarthy sees that, he fires it right at the post of the goalpost, and there's Ronnie Bell. That was a beautiful... What they should, and put the teams that are either undefeated or have one loss in the college football playoff.
Who wins it all, Joel? When it's all said and done, your prediction.
Oh, we make a pick ready. I reserve my right to make a pick.
You take a Socratic position.
That's right. That's right.
Michigan defeats Purdue 43-22. The Wolverines are back-to-back Big Ten champions. They head into the college football playoff back-to-back years. But this time, a national championship is in the front of their minds. (43-22) the final. The Wolverines improved their record to 13-0.
Hand out the Big Ten trophy to head coach Jim Harbaugh and the Michigan Wolverines.
Coach Harbaugh, back-to-back Big Ten champions. How's that sound?
It sounds great. All credit goes to these men up here. We've talked about it's not a grim mission. It's been a happy mission. But more than that, it's been a godly mission. And we thank our Lord and Savior.
Coach, I've been around this team now for a number of years covering you guys. We called 6 of your games this year, and I can tell you that there is an uncommon bond and chemistry amongst these men on this team. Where does that come from?
It really comes from them. A lot of people talk about culture, but it's beyond culture. It's a brotherhood amongst the staff, amongst the players, and again, that's what it is. I mean, it's love. It's love about, been perseverance. It's been great love, and we're happy to be back-to-back champs. Ronnie Bell, get in here, Ronnie. You got to talk to Ronnie.
Coach, you had a couple of guys have incredible performances tonight. One of them was Ronnie. Ronnie, I'm going to get you. Coach, thank you. Congratulations. Ronnie, you guys have persevered. You yourself had persevered. You had that knee injury a year ago. You come back here, and now you and your teammates have done something that no other Michigan team has done. You're 13-0.
Yes, sir.
Tell me how you feel.
It's just a blessing, man. This team is battle-tested, and these guys, man, from everybody in the program, everybody in the building, everybody's worked so hard. And to see it all coming full circle like this is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful blessing.
Congratulations, bud.
Thank you so much.
Now I want to bring up to present the Grange Griffin MVP trophy, the trophy's namesake, and the only two-time Heisman winner in the history of the Heisman Trophy, Archie Griffin. Archie. And tonight's MVP of the 2022 Big Ten Championship game is Donovan Edwards.
To one of the great sports settings in America, Michigan Stadium on a college football Saturday. Here from the big house, it's East Carolina, visiting number 2 Michigan. They've been coming to football games here since 1927, almost 100 years. And once again, over 100,000 have gathered on a beautiful first Saturday in September here in Southeast
throughout the year. The play leaves us with 3rd and 9. And Garcia retreating, throws it underneath Mikey Sainristil with the interception from Michigan. The nickelback converted wide receiver, one of the leaders of this defense, comes up with the game's first turnover.
This is one that East Carolina, Mason Garcia are going to wish they had back, Mike. Definitely. You know, looking at the play, he's got the little slot corner route here. He's got enough time to throw it. He's got somebody bearing down on him, but throws it off the back foot. It just doesn't let it go. Got a lot of room in front of him. Mikey Sainristil still makes a nice play. Good hands by him. I like the idea by East Carolina.
Chris, look at this. This is a tribute to Jim Harbaugh, as the Michigan players put up 4 fingers before they broke the huddle here for their play to start from the 43-yard line. That train formation we saw Harbaugh use back in 2016 against Wisconsin. They will swing it out to the 46-yard line as the running back Donovan Edwards gets it. So that was a play put in tribute to their coach, who is suspended for the first 3 games. 2 receivers each side, 5 in the pattern. McCarthy flush, steps up, gonna throw on the run, touchdown! Michigan touchdown, Roman Wilson. If McCarthy stayed onside, it's the first score of the year for the Wolverines. I think they're going to review this. It's very, very close. Again,
I think he's okay, Mike.
Any part of the body back behind the 14-yard line, including the ball, in the replay booth. So a lot of folks are there just to make sure that the big stuff doesn't get missed. And here's Greg Sujak with the determination.
After review, the ruling of a touchdown stands.
Terry, you surprised?
We look at the line feed.
Up James Turner for the extra 3-game suspension along the way. Wolverines start the quarter at the 39. McCarthy under center. Corum's got the edge. Blake Corum on the run. Corum might go. Corum to the pylon. And he is no signal yet. Looks like he's just short. Out of bounds at the 2.
Out of the 2, Mike.
For Corum, that foot out before the extension. Just outside the 2, they're trying inside. Power to the goal line. Laying on bodies. Looks like he's in. The spot will...
Wow, I thought he got in.
I thought he was laying in for
there
the touchdown. Blake Corum had 18 rushing touchdowns last year. And he brings the first one of 2023 for the Wolverines. Replay will take a peek at that, as it has been for about 70 years. It's all about running.
It's old school,
Yeah,
and
it
I
is.
like it. It's refreshing for the day and age we're in right now, where everybody wants to be in the shotgun and throw the ball 55 times a game. No, it's still back to the basics here for Michigan. They got the guys up front.
Convert this one. Straight up the middle, Corum. First and goal, Wolverines.
Well, that offensive line did the job that time up front. Just folded it all down. You have to be able to, if you're going to go against Michigan, you're going to have to handle these guys, as Michigan now will go fast.
From the 3, Corum straight up the gut, touchdown. Still standing, Blake Corum.
You can almost bet on that these days, can't you?
Yep.
If you run a successful play down to the 2 or 3 yard line, these teams will go fast, not allow that defense to substitute. The play that...
Blake Corum straight ahead. Touchdown, Michigan.
Not as pretty, but just as effective. Well, you know, all the movement is nice between the 20-yard lines, but when you get backed up, the movement doesn't count anymore. They just wedge you right out of there.
Up and good. So one play into the second quarter. Blake Corum in the under center on a first down. Gives it off to Corum. Corum, nice run. J.J. McCarthy and Ryan Keeler were high school teammates. They've been playing ball together since they were 7 years old, to and from practice in the same car. He was his protection man as an offensive tackle, became a defensive end at UNLV, and the Keeler and McCarthy families were so looking forward to this game before the tragic passing of Ryan. They were going to spend the weekend together. I spent some time with JJ's dad, Jim, on Thursday night, and he said he'll be having number 47 with him. There it is on his non-throwing hand, and he got a little bit choked up talking to us yesterday about losing his buddy. And pressures, he throws and completes it on the run. Roman Wilson down the sideline. Just like that, with 47 on one hand, he rifles it to his favorite target with the other, and a 47-yard touchdown. A 47-yard touchdown.
Unbelievable.
Think about it.
Kind of takes the breath away, doesn't it?
Wow.
The efficiency of the play. It's a simple play, but JJ buys time in the pocket, not in a hurry to run, and then just doesn't rifle it. He pinpoints it. Allows his receiver again to run with the ball after the catch.
JJ might not know it now, but sometime he's going to see a stat sheet and see Ryan Keeler's number in his head and on his wrists. And in the end zone to Roman Wilson. Extra point. Turner up and good. Fifth touchdown catch for Roman Wilson this year. That surpasses all of last year.
Yeah, very simple crossing route. Not horrible coverage, but Wilson just outruns it, and the ball leads him away from the receiver, throwing him open and throwing him into the end zone.
Ryan Keeler is probably smiling at his old buddy with that touchdown pass. Michigan in there now after a 27-yard end around, and they'll give him the carry, and they'll give him the end zone. Touchdown, Blake Corum, number 3 on the day.
Corum. End zone. Touchdown, Michigan. Let the light show begin. Turner. Extra point is good. Blake Corum, his 38th career touchdown. 36 of those have come on the ground. What a start in prime time. Michigan by 7. Loveland now to Wilson. That one for 33. McCarthy fired up here. 14-6 Michigan. Pressure coming. Timoshek into coverage, and that is picked off.
interception. First down, Michigan.
Quentin Johnson with the pick. First Bowling Green turnover. And Johnson puts on the shades.
Special placement.
Setting up the screen, that's intercepted. Chris Jenkins picked it off. First and goal for Michigan as the mutant strikes.
They call him the mutant, but he's nimble on his feet right here in the middle of your screen. He's thinking, wait a second, no free lunches for the defensive line. If you get through that clean, you say, hey, wait a second, I'm not that good. It must be a screen. Chris Jenkins, the mutant, with soft hands. It almost got into the end zone.
Tim O'Shaq, the walk-on quarterback, his last 3 passes thrown, 2 have been picked off. High formation, it's Corn. Fighting, end zone, touchdown, Wolverines.
Did you see him running his feet on contact down there? Crowd's been waiting to sing this. It's been a slow start by Michigan standards.
Corum up the middle. Touchdown, Michigan. James Turner. Stretching and hauling it in is Dremel. He'll be short of the line. And the offense staying on the field. Michigan's defense hasn't allowed a 4th down conversion all year. Screen. Denied. And that ball's in the hands of Sainristil. Mikey Sainristil taking it all the way. Touchdown, Michigan. The 2-time captain, Mikey Sainristil. 4th and 2, setting up the screen. Rutgers has played mistake-free football virtually all season long. Went for the screenplay, but the 2-time captain read it. Kept his feet. Sainristil went 71 yards to the end zone. And the Wolverines, in their Big Ten opener, extend the lead.
Particularly down here in the red zone.
It's Corum taking a hit, stretching for that goal line. Touchdown, Michigan. Corum for the 2nd time today.
Straining, loyal. In comes Flip.
Extra point is good from James Turner. 31 straight for Michigan.
In on 2nd and 2.
Wilson in the slot here.
He's been a big touchdown maker. McCarthy scanning. Loads of time for McCarthy. Now he wings it downfield. Through the end zone, Roman Wilson. Who's got a touchdown? Wow! That is unreal.
That is fighting wind. That is fighting hands and distraction drill. That's fighting contact. And he just pins it against Gifford's helmet and doesn't lose control.
How did he do this?
That is extraordinary ball skills. That is his 7th touchdown of the season. And that is a rapport with the receiver. And truly, as JJ told us this week, this dude is fearless.
Every day. And so, yeah, this matters to him. And yes, knocked off.
Something about imposing your will, man.
McCarthy doubles out of the pocket and launches. End zone, Wilson. That had a vapor trail on it. J.J. McCarthy didn't want to go out of bounds.
Nope. And we've talked about these legs. This is the X factor. You talk to any coach, how do you become a lead in the red zone? They all say the same thing. Got to run the ball, but then your QB's got to make these kind of special plays off schedule. And right now, he's not mentioned with Penix, and he's not mentioned with Caleb Williams, and he's not mentioned with Bo Nix. He better start getting mentioned because he's on his way to becoming 17-1. He's a back-to-back Big Ten champ, back-to-back beat Ohio State. He's a big part of it. And now Wilson with his 8th touchdown.
Right back there, Corum is in. Standing, undaunted, touchdown, Michigan.
Look at my man, Zach Zinner.
Well, you got to eat
ZZ
first.
Top.
You got to eat first.
Yeah. Sorry, got to eat the corn. And look at my man, ZZ. Right here, he's going to come on a little pulling action. They love to do this. A lot of counter. Pulling the guards. And Mr. Zinter is just hunting and driving and mowing people down.
Back here in Minneapolis, we get set for number 2, Michigan and Minnesota. 105th all-time meeting between the two. Michigan with a heavy advantage, including 17 consecutive games here in which the Wolverines have taken. They are battling for the Little Brown Jug trophy. And Jim Harbaugh, he just said that trophy games are extra special. They're extra fun to play in. Play action on first down. Khaled Manis is going to throw it at the ground. This is a Michigan defense that has been one of the best in the country and round in the entire country. He has been outstanding to start his career. 2nd and 10. Fake the handoff. And Khaled Manis is going to throw a pick. All the way in. Touchdown, Will Johnson. 2nd play, pick 6. Michigan on top early.
Well, absolutely the worst way to start. If you're Minnesota, PJ Fleck told KT, consistency, execution, playing clean. In the very first possession, a pick 6 thrown.
Now James Turner's extra.
Corum now going for his 10th rushing touchdown.
Corum fighting. Ball comes out late. They ruled it dead, but he didn't get in.
There's no fumble on the play. The runner's forward progress was stopped. 3rd down.
Well, you got to respect the running of McCarthy here, too, not just Corum.
Corum again, goes airborne and he's in. Touchdown, number 10 on the season for Blake Corum.
A really nice block by the tight end, number 89, A.J. Barner.
Modest, and really everybody on this team to go take and move forward with, not just this year, but as PJ Fleck says, now in the years to come. Khaled Manis fires, intercepted, and this one's going to be taken back for a 2nd pick 6. Keon Sabb, beautifully read for Michigan.
Well, the difference between zone defense and man-to-man defense is in zone defense, defensive backs have eyes on the quarterback. In man, they have eyes on individual receivers. Keon Sabb is a backup safety, and he is going to be in a zone.
Spirits as high as he can, but this one was too much Michigan. The #2 team in the country, dominant in every facet of the game. 52-10, the Wolverines take the Little Brown Jug in Minneapolis. Michigan once again claims the Little Brown Jug. Trophy games just mean a little something different. Chris Jenkins hoists it above his head and showcases what they'll be bringing home to Ann Arbor. Outstanding game for Michigan. And we send it to Catherine Tappan, who moments ago was with Coach Harbaugh.
Corum in here near the goal line.
Second down. Here's Corum looking for the end zone and has it. Michigan on the board now as Blake Corum diving forward. But there is a flag on the play. That's his 11th touchdown of the season if it stands. First down at the 18. McCarthy will throw it. McCarthy in trouble. McCarthy out of the pocket. Oh, he just pitches it. Edwards. And he goes down at the 2. Noah Pierre with the saving tackle, 16-yard gain.
Well, there's magic in those McCarthy legs, and in that decision-making, avoids the rush. What a great pitch.
McCarthy now with the handoff. Donovan Edwards denied the end zone. Gains a yard. Ladarius Cox with the tackle.
And they don't have to rush. Edwards saying, no, I got this. Let me punch it into the end zone. You see that? He waved Corum back. He wants the rock. Back there in the backfield, now with the clock winding down.
And a timeout called by Michigan. Down and goal from the 1. Corum in the I formation, the deep man. Here's the give. Touchdown, Wolverines. Second of the day for Blake the Great.
And now Trente Jones, number 93, over here is an actual tackle.
Trouble with the snap. Corum's got it anyway. Plunges forward. No signal yet.
He was clearly in the end zone.
And he is. Touchdown, Michigan.
A good job by J.J. McCarthy securing the snap because he did bobble it coming out away from center. The snap from Drake Nugent, a little bit bobbled. Just, it wasn't a clean handoff, but Corum didn't need a whole lot of space.
13th touchdown of the season to Wilson and 1 to Loveland. 2nd and 10. McCarthy, a dart, and it's complete. Touchdown number 2 for Colston Loveland.
What a beautiful throw. Right past the ear of Cal Halliday. JJ saw the coverage. He saw that it was the middle linebacker on his tight end. And he says, I like this matchup. And he throws the ball right past Halliday's ear.
Hauser to the sideline, picked off. Mike Sainristil, he's got room to run down the sideline. Sainristil gonna take it all the way. Touchdown, Michigan. 3 flags down. For the time being, it would be the 2nd pick 6 of the season for the former wide receiver.
I think it may be a personal foul on Spencer Brown of Michigan State. Away from the play, a miscommunication on the route and the throw between Trey Mosley and Caton Hauser.
After the play, personal foul, offense number 58. The actions by number 58 have been ruled to be flagrant. Number 58 is ejected from the contest.
Wow.
Score is good. The penalty be enforced on the kickoff.
Well, watch the route on the outside with Mosley and Sainristil. The
defensive guys love and respect him for what he's done as a DB.
He and J.J. McCarthy Two of the most visible leaders, Mikey Sainristil, his second pick six of the season, and Michigan rolling again.
Score could be interesting for some. Orji following his blockers up the middle, and he's got it! Touchdown!
Just quarterback lead all the way. Pulled the backside guard, led with the running back, and good hard running by Orji to get the ball into the end zone.
Dominant effort from start to finish, wire to wire. The #2 team in the country. Impressive. 49-0 to retain the Paul Bunyan Trophy. Celebration on the field at Spartan Stadium. Same place that Michigan lost their last regular season game 2 years ago. And Mikey Sainristil, the captain, who had a pick six today, is going to parade that thing around for all the Big Blue fans that made it through. $49-0. Michigan improves to 8-0 as we go downstairs. Catherine Tappan.
Coach, the Paul Bunyan Trophy remains with your team.
Edwards early and often in this game in a number of roles. There's a big catch to set up first and goal. And Corum will push it through. Touchdown, Michigan. His 14th of the season.
14th rushing touchdown, and Noah, every single one has been inside the 5-yard line. He is a great short yardage and goal line runner as he's following the lead of his fullback, Max Bredesen, number 44. He's low, he's built low to the ground, he's powerful, and he knows how to find. And boy, this Michigan offense hard to stop right now.
Back to Corum, Superman over the top, and he's in. Touchdown, Blake Corum, second of the day. Todd, that's his 15th multi-touchdown game of his career.
Well, he just has such a great feel, and he gets lost behind those big bodies, and this time goes airborne and over the top. Good push on the right side.
Turner, extra point, 14-0. The #3 team in the country rolling early at home, and it's Blake Corum who continues to climb in that record book. His second touchdown. 10 touchdowns on the season to lead the team. And it Morgan on the end around. He's got speed down the sideline. Samaj Morgan, touchdown. 44 yards, electrifying from the freshman.
Well, we talked about attacking the perimeter. Michigan wanted to do this. Perfect time to make this call. And we showed you the triangle and the key players. And watch, Scorton, he's going to chase inside, and he's not going to be there to set the edge. It's man coverage, so the corner's running away. And then Thieneman, who normally...
Fullback spot. Corum hesitates, and he's in. Touchdown, third of the day from Blake Corum.
I mentioned earlier, he has the ability to run over you. He has the ability to run by you, and he also has the ability to juke you. Watch this cut. He bends it outside, then plants the right foot and cuts back inside.
For second in Michigan history. Remarkable. A remarkable career for Blake Corum as he continues to produce, continues to deliver. And
size. Jerome Moore, acting head coach with Harbaugh out. They give it to Corum. Touchdown, Michigan. Blake Corum with a 3-yard run. And that is touchdown number 17 on the season. 5 rushes, 43 yards today. Here's Katron Allen. Allen with a nice cut. Katron Allen down at the 40-yard line.
Penn State offense.
Michigan takes over 1st and 10 at the 30. Corum with a hole down the sideline. Can he get there? Blake the Great. Touchdown Wolverine. 30 yards. They said Michigan hadn't played anybody. Penn State would be their first major challenge. Not only would it be their first major challenge, but they went into this game without their head coach, who's at the hotel right now, Jim Harbaugh. And with 4:15 to go in the 4th quarter, Wolverines take a 24-9 lead.
Let's go back and take a look. Stopping the run is about being gap sound. Those guys have that gap. Now it's on Chop Robinson, number 44. He's got to have this gap, but he jumps outside of his gap, and he leaves a seam in the defense. That's what happened last year against Michigan. They talked about it, trying to be gap sound, trusting each other, and right there, Chop Robinson jumps outside of his responsibility, and Blake Corum sees it and takes advantage of it. Beautiful run by Blake Corum there, but again, the decision going forward on 4th down with an offense that hasn't done anything sets Michigan up to be in field goal range. They've got points on that series before they even come out onto the field, and then they capitalize because Chop Robinson jumps.
Head coach credited with the team's 3rd win of the season against Bowling Green, and their head coach after this game. And our Jenny Taft is on the field.
Well, what a moment, Gus, here for Sharon Moore. Congratulations first on the win. To say that this has been a crazy 24 hours for your guys, to win on the road in this environment when there were doubts. Sharon, what does it mean to you?
I want to thank the Lord. I want to thank Coach Harbaugh. Fucking love you, man. Love the shit out of you, man. Did this for you. For this university, the president, our AD, we got the best players, best university, best alumni in the country. Love you guys. These fucking guys right here. These guys right here, man. These guys did it. These guys did it, man. Talk to him, man. Love you.
Thank you, Coach. Blake, I mean, the emotion says it all from Sharon Moore, and I know how much you guys look up to him. How proud are you of the way he stepped up to this challenge today?
I expected nothing less. I expect nothing less from any of my Michigan men. We did this for Michigan, like, what are you going to do when your back's against the wall? When you feel like everyone against you, what are you going to do? Are you going to cower down? Well, I was taught to stand on all 10. Keep fighting, keep punching, keep going. And I mean, I'm so proud of the university. I'm so proud of my guys, the coaches. Coach Harbaugh, this is for you, baby. I'm just so proud of my guys, man. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. Everything that's going on right now is just bringing us closer together. I love my team. All praise to God.
Well, you had an incredible game.
Corum, touchdown, Michigan. Just like that, Wolverines respond as they go behind the big dogs up front. Max Bredesen with a terrific block.
There's your guy. Here he is. There's Zinter. We've been talking about him. Watch 65, mash down and through, and that's exactly where they run. They go over right guard, and Blake Corum in the end zone again. This guy is a touchdown machine now. 50 touchdowns in his mission.
10 at the 25. Here's Tagovailoa. Reverses, in trouble, and sack. Loose ball, picked up. Michigan has it. Touchdown, Wolverines. Derek Moore with the fumble recovery. Michael Baird with the tackle. And Jesse Minner is a happy man because the Cardi boys have forced an early turnover here in College Park. Tagovailoa looking, scrambling, in trouble. Tagovailoa gets rid of it. Michigan continuing to bring pressure. Chris Jenkins Braden McGregor to punt it away. Thaw back deep. And this one blocked in the end zone. Kicked out of play. Michigan getting to the punter.
During the loose ball, illegal kicking by the kicking team. As a result, this play is a safety.
Christian Boivin with the block punt for Michigan. And it's a safety.
And he did a beautiful job of going right to the foot, full extension, and he gets that block.
Out of the I formation, 15th play of the drive. Corum, touchdown Wolverines. Blake Corum, his second touchdown of the first half.
You know, short yardage is about angles, and watch how they get the angles by just mashing down with the tackle and tight end, and they pull the play side guard, and then the fullback leads up on the lone defender left as a lead block on the linebacker. In Michigan, boy, they are doing business now.
7:59 to play second quarter. Wolverines. Second down and 9. Tagovailoa steps into his throw and picked off. Mikey Sainra still running. He feels like he wasn't down. He'll go into the end zone, but Michigan forces the second turnover of the game.
Mikey Sainra still up and goes the other direction. Already has.
No. After a quick review, the ball was intercepted. However, the defender was down at the 49-yard line.
Watch Grant and his ability to get across the face of these linemen, and then he just gets after the quarterback. Those stunts, Michigan is so good at those stunts, looping linemen around each other. And the first one is Grant. He's got to destroy the...
Tagovailoa out of his own end zone. Intercepted. Mikey, he likes it. His second pick of the game. And the Cardi boys popping their collars on the Michigan sideline.
They try to go to the one-on-one. Ty Felton against Mikey Sainra still, and this ball just hit a wall of wind. You see that ball? It just hits a wall, goes straight down, and Sainra still was there for the interception. Good coverage right there. But that's a tough throw to make, and he's able to come down with that interception. And every time this team needs a play defensively, who's generally there? Gus, number 0, Mikey Sainra still.
Once again, Tommy Doman challenged with trying to pen the Terps deep. Still is the deep man. This one. Oh my God! What English! Tommy Doman with a Willie Mosconi shot. Look at the English on this ball. Unbelievable. Second down and 7 at the 4. Tagovailoa. And throws it into space, incomplete. Third down and 7.
They're going to talk about this. He's in the pocket. If there's not a receiver, that would be a safety if they talk about this as an intentional grounding. He needs a receiver in the area. The guy on that side was Ty Felton. It was woefully short.
Here we go.
Oh, wow.
Intentional grounding. Offense, number 3. Though he was outside the pocket, there's no eligible receiver in the area. By rule, it's a safety.
Self-inflicted wounds.
Here's that pass rush. And watch as Talia goes straight back in the pocket.
He's looking to his left first, and now here, this is where the panic sets in, and the rush starts to really collapse, and he just kind of flips it out there, and he's at least 12, 13, 14 yards short. Jesse Minter, you can see he's pointing right away. Michigan celebrating their second safety of the day.
Short.
That's it. They gave him a new play clock. They don't have to snap it because of all the jawing, so that'll do it.
31-24, the final score. The Michigan Wolverines remain undefeated. The university records its 1,000th win. Most by any school in NCAA history. There, by the hair on their chinny chin chin.
2 states, 2 schools. Their stories, their histories align forever. An unshakable intent.
Going to Ohio State.
A commitment that doesn't fade. It only grows stronger. A blood oath. Scarlet and gray, maize and blue. A bond first formed with teenage teammates and campus classmates. A chemistry as strong as a 10-yard chain.
The oldest Big Ten rivals going.
Ohio State, Michigan. On Fox.
Let's go! Let's go, baby! Woo! Let's go!
Wolverine McCord. Play fake, McCord underneath, intercepted. Michigan, Will Johnson jumped the route, cross forward, and has it at the 5-yard line. Kyle McCord, only his 5th interception of the season.
And it looked like Harrison slowed up a bit. Will Johnson cut off this route. It's a bit of an RPO with the fake in the backfield. Will Johnson is one of the best corners in America. He's a freshman All-American a year ago. Watch him right here as he undercuts this route. There's the play fake, and then he just beats Harrison to the spot. And Harrison didn't fight through. Will Johnson with a pick that sets up his offense inside the 10-yard line. First massive play of the game made by the Wolverines.
First down and goal at the 7 this year. 4th down and goal at the 1.
He made that decision quick. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. Offense on the field.
Out of the I formation, Max Bredesen, the up back, Corum, touchdown Wolverines! And Michigan strikes first, capitalizing on the Kyle McCord interception to take a 6-0 lead.
Number 18 is more fleet of foot, and they've got the matchup they want right now.
14th play of the drive that started at the Michigan 25, 3rd and 10 of the 22. J.J. McCarthy looking over the middle, caught, touchdown Wolverines! Roman Wilson. J.J. McCarthy threw that one off his back foot.
This ball was threaded between 2 defenders. Malik Hartford, 25, and Denzel Burke. Great coverage, but watch this ball goes right between them. And then Burke is able to rip it away at the end as they were going into the end zone.
Wilson's 11th receiving touchdown of the season and 19th in his career. More importantly, the Wolverines take an even bigger lead over the Buckeyes. 14-3, and this is Ryan Day during the break.
Pleading his case on that touchdown. Roman Wilson ruled the touchdown on the field, stood in review, and Ryan Day pleading his case
on the field. But you're right, he did garner a lot of confidence from some of those throws in that game.
He's 6 of his last 7. Completes this one. Oh my goodness, Travion Henderson gets waxed. Mikey Sainra still.
Well, you could see this one coming from a mile away. Sainra still was eyeing
tying him up, and then he goes down with the shoulder to the chest. What a hit
for the Wolverines.
And Zach Zinter, their All-American right guard, is down. Zach Zinter, their All-American right guard, came back because he wanted to be a part of this team, felt that they had unfinished business, got his knee rolled up on, folks, and we're not going to show it to you. It's ugly. Zinter also up for the Campbell Award, which is the academic Heisman. He'll have to go to Las Vegas in December, and you can see the concern on the faces of this team. This is their leader, Zach Zinter. We're going to step away as they take a look at him. His day is done. Michigan will be without their superstar offensive lineman. They're without their head coach.
This is obviously a huge loss. Zinter is the most experienced offensive lineman that they have. 41 starts in his career here on senior day. His family was able to come down, surround him as they worked on that left leg, and now this offensive line will have to regroup. This is as close a group as you will see in college football. In particular, a guy like Trevor Keegan, 77, and Zinter, they played a lot of football together. Keegan was emotional during this break.
You can see J.J. McCarthy with Zach Zinter's parents. Also Drake Nugent, excuse
the
me.
center there. And we'll see how they react here and how they can move forward after the emotional.
Trente Jones will replace him. First down and 10 at the 22. Corum dancing. Corum breaks a tackle to the end zone. Blake the Great, touchdown Wolverines. 22 yards. It's good. What a game this is turning out to be. Michigan, 7 plays, 75-yard. They eat up 340, and here's a look at Blake Corum.
Well, Blake is going to get himself isolated on the safety. This is Sonny Styles. Watch here, third level move, and he just outruns him to the left. Styles takes a bit of a poor angle there towards the inside, and Corum takes off on that left side. And that's the thing that I think opponents fail to realize about Blake Corum. He's so good in the short yardage, and he's so powerful, but he has that quickness and the burst. We saw it against Penn State. We see it there again against Ohio State here, and what a huge touchdown, flashing the 6'5" for his offensive lineman.
Second down and 9 at the 26. Kyle McCord steps into his throw. Oh, incomplete. Quentin Johnson laying the wood. Emeka Egbuka couldn't hold on.
Egbuka is open right down the seam, but the throw is just floated a little bit. And watch 28, Quentin Johnson, the closing speed, hits him right in the chest. And now listen to this crowd come alive.
Third 6. Edwards, they pitch it to him. Edwards wants to throw it. Wide open. He's got his man. Loveland. Inside the Ohio State 20. 34 yards.
We've seen Edwards' ability to throw the ball before. A couple of years ago in the conference championship game, a beautiful throw to Roman Wilson. Here he finds his tight end. Edwards delivers it right over the top of that defense. And Sharon Moore is being ultra aggressive. He said he was, Gus. He's now 3 for 3 on fourth down. Now pulling out all the stops, and Aiden Hutchinson loving it.
First down and 10 at the 20 from 37 yards away for James Turner. Clean snap, good hold, got it away, and good. 30-24. Michigan with 1:05 to play. Ohio State will get it again with no timeouts.
Down that ball. They're going to wind this clock. 34 seconds. You cannot take a sack if you're Kyle McCord. You can't throw it short of the first down marker. It's got to go outside or past the chains. Watch for those deep in routes, or even as they did against Notre Dame, the seams. Emeka Egbuka right down the middle of the field.
Marvin Harrison, the wide receiver at the top of your screen. McCord looks, fires, intercepted. Rod Moore, and Michigan will win the game and head to the Big Ten championship. Pressure on Kyle McCord by this Michigan defense.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, Michigan player 32 removing his helmet, 15-yard penalty. First step Michigan, the ruling on the field is an interception.
Rod Moore.
The pressure is from Jalen Harrell. Here's the end, the outside linebacker. Watch him come inside, a little stunt like I've talked about all day. He gets home. McCord cannot get enough on that ball to Marvin Harrison Jr. You see his arm is hit as he lets go. And there's the interception. A play on a drive like that, either side will live forever. And Rod Moore makes it and seals a victory for Michigan.
After review, the ruling of an interception is confirmed. First down, Michigan.
The Michigan Wolverines, who have battled adversity from the beginning of the season with their head coach being suspended twice. Ryan Day will lose his third straight game to the Wolverines. Jim Harbaugh, watching this game at his house, will coach next week in the Big Ten championship game in Indianapolis. The Cardi boys, with their second forced turnover of the game, and young Sharon Moore, 37 years old, keeps a clean sheet, along with Jesse Minter, the defensive coordinator. Victory formation for the Wolverines. And that'll do it. Michigan defeats Ohio State 30-24 to remain undefeated and head to the Big Ten championship. Let's go downstairs to Jenny Tabb.
Oh my gosh, Coach, let me be the first to say you just won the game. Take it in and describe the emotion of this moment for you and your team.
I mean, look at it. This is what it is. Michigan University, we love you. The fans, the players, man, this is all about the players. Coach Harbaugh, we got your back, baby. We love you. That was for you, baby.
There was so much that went into this. Your aggressiveness in terms of what we saw on offense, on defense, that huge play from Rod Moore. Just take me into the fight from today and your guys.
I mean, it's all the players. They just played their hearts out. I mean, look at this. This is what it's all about. So we're just happy. I'm happy to be here. Blessed, Coach. Can't wait to get you back. This is super excited.
Enjoy it. Congratulations. I'm going to send it over to Tom Rinaldi.
Jenny, thank you very much. Being serenaded right now, Blake Corum. Blake, we just talked a moment ago. You played barely a series in this game a year ago. It was a driving force for you coming back to Michigan. What does the moment mean?
It means everything to me. You know, my guys, we all came back for each other. You know, we did it today. You know, this is what we came back for. Games like this, in the big house, when your back's against the wall and people think you can't do it. People, you know, calling you all types of names, but we stand strong and we stood together as one, and we came up victorious.
Your offensive line leader, Zach Zinter, goes down. You guys respond emotionally right away. What did that mean?
You know, that's one of the guys that came back as well. You know, so when I scored, I threw up the 6-5 for him. We said we are going to do it for him, and we did it. You know, Zach Hillwell, you know, I know you'll be back stronger than ever.
The motto has been Michigan against everybody. What's the message from Blake Corum and Blue Nation to everybody?
You know, it's Michigan versus everybody. If you're not with us, you're against us, but the job's not. We got a lot to finish. We got a lot of work on the next week.
Great game, great win, Blake. Appreciate the time. Jenny.
All right, Tom, thank you. JJ, we found this guy, all smiles as they chant his name. JJ, how would you describe the end of this game and what you saw from your teammate Rod Moore to finish it?
I mean, Rod's my twin. I absolutely love that guy, but it's going to be our defense that helps us win games. And they're the best defense in the country, but I just love my guys so much. That's the thing about this team. We love each other. We play for each other, and it's a special, special group.
I know how much this game meant to you personally, wanting to continue to beat the Buckeyes. How did you feel physically, and how were you able to finish it today?
Felt amazing physically, mentally, spiritually, and just so happy to get it done with the boys. It's nothing better, but so much respect to Ohio State. They're a great group of guys, great team, and they played their hearts out.
We'll see you at the Big Ten Championship game. Go enjoy this, JJ.
Whoa!
Gus?
All right, Jenny. Michigan winning their third straight game against Ohio State, advancing to the Big Ten title game next Saturday versus the Iowa Hawkeyes. Joel, your final thoughts.
This was billed as maybe one of the great Ohio State and Michigan matchups that we would ever see. And who knows if we're ever going to see it with the stakes that we just saw. And it did not disappoint. Plays made on both sides. This Michigan team, I tell you what, there is a resilience and a heart on this team that is unmatched. And they found a way and made the plays when they needed to make the plays.
Blake Corum, 2 rushing touchdowns on his 23rd birthday. He sets the Michigan single-season touchdown mark. Michigan forcing 2 turnovers. And the Wolverines win it 30-24. And we're ready for the Big Ten title as the undefeated and second-ranked Michigan Wolverines prepare to take on Court Ferentz's 10-2 Iowa Hawkeyes. Seeking their 3rd consecutive Big Ten title and a return to the college football playoffs, the Michigan Wolverines.
1, 2, you know what to do!
For the Wolverines, this season has been defined as Michigan versus everybody.
It's us versus everybody!
A mantra they have embraced, even if it makes them the villains.
Be careful, that's all I gotta say.
Be careful of Michigan.
J.J. McCarthy makes an unbelievable play. Beautiful play by the quarterback.
This is a team with a singular focus, a singular drive.
They have shown an incredible amount of resiliency.
It's that resiliency which separates these Wolverines.
Michigan defeats Ohio State and head to the Big Ten Championship.
Tonight, Michigan returns to Indy, seeking a 3rd straight Big Ten championship, while on the cusp of a 3rd straight college football playoff appearance.
Who's got it better than that?
Whether they are called heroes or villains may not matter. What matters is they are called champions.
Please welcome the Big Ten East champions and the #2 team in the nation, the undefeated Michigan Wolverines. Yard line. Morgan at the 10. Morgan inside the 10, makes 2 people miss. Morgan had a steam with the seam. Savage Morgan, watch out! The freshman down the sideline. Morgan knocked out of bounds inside the 5. An 84-yard return.
Well, to be a great returner, you've got to make the first couple guys miss, and he does it. Beautiful job early in that return, and then it's about vision. He gets past Torrey Taylor, and then at the end, you could tell he just got tired, and Iowa is able to hawk him down just inside the 5-yard line. What an outstanding return from the freshman, who has provided some real fireworks for this team here in the back half of the season. A couple of jet sweep touchdowns, one against Purdue as well as Maryland. This guy.
Watch Max Bredesen in front of him. Great blocker. Corum. Touchdown, Wolverines. Bredesen opening up a hole. Michigan punching it in to take a 9-0 lead.
Well, here's that fullback block, and watch as he's just going to lead Corum right into the end zone. Bredesen is loose, and boom, there it is.
And good. But young Samaj Morgan, a freshman from West Bloomfield, Michigan, turned on the juice. Blake Corum paid it off. Coach Harbs, it's good to be back.
With the recovery right there, they're saying that's the immediate recovery. Brian Ferentz lost his mind on the sideline, got an unsportsmanlike conduct. I can't say I disagree. I know Michigan fans love my officiating ability, but boy, the immediate recovery there, that's questionable, with the umpire blowing his whistle, signaling incomplete right in front of all the players.
So first down and goal at the 6-yard line. Blake Corum, touchdown Wolverines! Second touchdown of the game for Corum. And now he has officially become a Michigan legend.
And Blake Corum has not had much room all night here inside the 10. Great jump cut to the left side, and there's his 55th touchdown, rushing touchdown as a Michigan Wolverine, tying the great Anthony Thomas for the most ever in this storied program.
Extra point is up and good. 17-0. Wolverines capitalizing off the Iowa turnover. Blake the Great, second touchdown of the night. Mama, Daddy, happy. Jim Harbaugh, he doesn't want to get soaked. Look at him, he's still got some moves. Coach Harbaugh wanted to stay dry for the trophy presentation. He's getting ready to step up on that stage. The final score, 26-0. Michigan defeats Iowa for their third straight Big Ten title.
And to present tonight's championship trophy, Coach Harbaugh wanted it to go to Zach Zenner. So the commissioner of the Big Ten, Tony Petitti, the trophy to 65, Zach Zenner. Coach, come on up here real quick here. Coach Harbaugh, come on up here real quick. Coach Harbaugh, you guys have now won 3 straight Big Ten championships. How does it feel? Bet! This. Coach, I know that you.
How about this performance on defense?
These guys, I know that you always want to talk about your players, your coaches, defensive coordinator Jesse Minter, Sharon Moore, offensive coordinator and acting head coach for the game. But Coach, you've done something tonight that's historic. You grew up in this conference, you played in this conference, now you're excelling as a coach in this conference. You just won your 3rd straight outright Big Ten championship. That's never been done before by any coach. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel super great, and there's no coach that could have it better than to have these coaches and these players and this staff. I got one question for you, Michigan Nation. Who's got it better than us?
Congratulations, Coach. Yeah, absolutely.
And then the Rose Bowl game, Michigan and Alabama. Kirk calling the game, Hall of Fame, Rose Bowl Hall of Fame going in. Who wins the game? Wolverines or Tigers?
Of course, you got
when I heard Alabama that Nick Saban went and hired a former Michigan coach, I was like, oh, here we go. This is like kind of like white collar sign stealing. But I think that Michigan's so motivated because everything they've gone through. I got Michigan winning the close one in the Rose Bowl.
I've had a lot of Michigan people wearing khakis and stuff like that at the hotel that we're staying out from 1915 tell me that I never pick Michigan. And that is not true, okay? I picked Rutgers to beat Michigan one time earlier in the year, and Michigan won by 70. Yeah, and then you see what Michigan has done all season with their mental toughness and how great they are, how mature of a team. You'd be an idiot to pick against them, but roll, Tide, roll. I got Alabama going to the national championship just because I think they have developed and played their best ball, and I still think their best is yet to come, starting with a close win today over Michigan.
This is the most controversial pick I think I've ever made.
Ever?
Wow. There's many experts out there that don't think both these teams deserve to be here. Neither one of them. They got a lot of baggage, right? Forget the baggage. I'm going to blue. Give me Michigan.
Oh, you got to do this. It's where he does this.
This is for you, Ed. This is for you,
Michigan. Will they be leaders and best champions of the West? We'll find out this afternoon. Enjoy the Fiesta Bowl.
You look good, Coach. Oklahoma drill's coming.
Today, it's been inspiring and cinematic. This setting has for about 100 years. What will happen today? Michigan and Alabama. This has been the Ram Trucks Kickoff.
Growing up, I watched the Rose Bowl. It's a blessing to be here. Gonna be one heck of a day.
You hear the crowd get louder. That's when you take that last deep breath.
I've been dreaming about the West Coast.
The road here is lined with legacies. The two winningest programs in college football history look to build on their own. The undefeated Wolverines dominated their way to a third straight semifinal.
Magic from Michigan.
We got to apex the mountain.
Big Ten champions for the third consecutive year. Who's got it better than us? I've been dreaming about the West Coast.
The resilience of the Crimson Tide has defined its return to the playoff.
Time is now. Throwing a Hail Mary into the end zone. Caught. Touchdown.
Our team earned the right to be here.
Bama over the Georgia Bulldogs.
They were drawn here by dreams.
Where else would y'all rather be?
They could leave with the reality of a chance at a national championship.
This is it. We're here. Let's go!
110th edition of this Rose Bowl game, one of the most anticipated. Two Ram Trucks bringing you the series history between the Crimson Tide and the Wolverines. Michigan slight favorites at kickoff. This is team 144. They surpassed 1,000 all-time wins this season, just 7 more than second place Alabama. These Maize and Blue faithful have waited a long time to see a Michigan team run on to this stage. 17 years. Seems hard to believe. Chasing their first championship in 26 years. Saban, of course, looking for his 8th national championship. Michigan brings some pressure again. Milroe tries to escape and cannot. What an opening series for this Wolverine defense as Josiah Stewart got him that time.
Around, they bring Junior Colston as well. The challenge for Michigan, they know, is the ability to escape by Jalen Milroe.
Play second down. McCarthy looking for the end zone, has a man wide open, and it's Corum walking in. Impressive drive as a Wolverines answer.
And watch how he tries to communicate. He's trying to match up with Blake Corum. He communicates, see the point, trying to get some help. Nobody helps him out. An easy read and a great drive and an answer by the Michigan offense.
Morgan in motions around. McCarthy looks across the middle and rifles the ball to Colston Loveland, the tight end, who gets away from one man, moves the sticks out across the 45. Tight ends in the game, Bredesen and Barner. And Edwards, who can throw it, lobs it back to McCarthy, who has to retreat to make a one-handed grab and tosses downhill to Roman Wilson. Not exactly how you draw it up, and McCarthy is down in the field. Took a hit from Dallas Turner, which is never fun.
Turner's right here. He's just making a hustle play to get back. Roman Wilson's going to come right over here all the way over. And if he would have had time, 6 gets behind coverage. Johnson, they had a shot maybe at a big play, but a heck of an effort by J.J. McCarthy just to make this throw.
That's a backwards pass. If he doesn't make a falling back one-handed catch, that's a huge. Has time. Delivers across the middle. And the catch is made by Tyler Morris, who tight ropes down the sidelines. Touchdown, Michigan. What a play. 38 yards.
And let's see if he stayed in bounds all the way down, tiptoeing, still in, gets pushed. Looks like he reaches and gets to the goal line, the pylon for a touchdown.
What an effort by Morris.
It's his first touchdown of the year. Only has 11 receptions on the season, but what an outstanding job again by Jim Harbaugh of designing a play to get the matchup that he wanted.
And Michigan has a lead. Bama building a lead against Georgia in Atlanta in this kind of a situation. Slant to Bond, but the Wolverines are all over it. They stop him for just a couple of yards, and it'll be third down here.
It's on his hand as well.
Little tempo for the first time from the Tide on this third down. And yet again, down goes Milroe. Derek Moore joins the sack party, a 5th for Michigan in this half. That one just a couple of quarterback pressures. Milroe keeps it, breaks the tackle of Sanders, still on the edge, loses the ball, rolling around, and it looks like the Wolverines have it. Recovered by Josh Wallace.
Not adjusting and moving the ball to the other hand. He started to, he lost his balance, but he's facing the defender with the football. Very easy for Johnson to get his hands on it to be able to knock it away, and it's exactly what he does. So Milroe, as athletic as he is, doesn't do a great job there of protecting the ball with his body. Michigan smartly knocks it.
Michigan brings the pressure this time, and for the first time in the second half, they drop Milroe to push Alabama back into fringe field goal range.
Good job of winning. It's a one-on-one matchup. Who's going to win? The pocket collapses again. Nowhere for Jalen Milroe to step.
This is a gamble because they do have 3 timeouts. McCarthy, wide open. Catch made by Corum. First down and much more. Weaves his way into Alabama territory. Flags come in on the tackle. Looked like there may have been a block. Play fake. McCarthy scanning downfield and throws it high, and Wilson's got it. Roman Wilson weaving down inside the 10. And Michigan on the doorstep. Loveland motions over. Keeper, and they pitch it to him. Touchdown as Wilson walks in. Roman Wilson, a huge impact on that drive as the Wolverines take it 75 yards.
And look at Michigan reacting. They feel like they need another guy. Michigan may have to use a timeout. Finally, they get him on the field.
They only had 10 out there. You're exactly right. High punt, and it's muffed again and picked up at the 1-yard line. Well, it wasn't a turnover. You're thinking wide, you're not just bounce in the end zone from the 5-yard line.
Boom.
So now that changes everything. You're just trying to avoid a safety to lose a game here.
Penn gets big yards.
3 Michigan tight ends in the ball game. They hand it to Corum again and makes the cut. First down. Spins and scores. Blake Corum puts Michigan on top in overtime. It wasn't fancy. It was just old school determination.
Played. Carson Barnard moved from right tackle down to right guard. He's had a great night. Here he is. He's going to pull around. You're going to get a great block here by the tight end as well. But watch the vision we just talked about and the jump cut right there. What an excellent job in that lateral quicks by Corum. Bounce it, get behind that big guard, and now show how you have that heart and desire to be the all-time leading touchdown leader in Michigan history.
It's noisy. On 1st and goal. Nothing there. Bond to the left. McClellan swarmed and dropped to the backfield by Mason Graham, who's had a big game. It's 3rd and goal. 2 plays to get 14 yards for Alabama to stay alive. Wolverines show pressure and bring it. Milrow from the pocket. Throws, catch made, but Burton is forced out, brought down short of the goal line. It'll be 4th down. Wallace on the stop. There we go. No more timeouts to take here. Game on the line. It's Williams in motion. Low snap. Milrow stopped. Michigan makes a stand and comes up with a milestone playoff victory.
Together, these teams are perfect. 28-0.
Yep.
All the year we've been hearing Michigan versus everybody.
Yeah.
And then Washington has won 21 straight and gets no respect. I have great respect for Washington.
Me too.
But I'm picking Michigan.
I thought he was with me.
There he goes. And they're getting a crowd reaction. We're right in the middle of Amazing Blue section. The cheerleaders approve of the pick. So tonight the national championship will be decided in Houston. Michigan or Washington will join that ethereal realm, and here in this city, NASA is where impossible dreams become accomplishments. Heroes of the past title.
Edwards rotates in at the back. He's got the football. Bumps into traffic and escapes. Donovan Edwards racing to the end zone. Michigan flexing immediately. 41 yards.
Get this, good blocks out on the outside here, but really to me, it's just Donovan Edwards. He runs this right, really doesn't have his head up. Here he bounces off of that block by Keegan. The defense reacts to that. They think he's down, and then a good job of keeping his head up to see green grass to the outside, and then he uses that speed, which we've not seen.
Because Jabbar Muhammad is so good. Donovan Edwards, who scored the touchdown in the first possession, back in the game, and he's loose again. Edwards off and running. Welcome back, Donovan Edwards. 46 yards.
And by the time they let it go, once again, Edwards finds a gap that's not accounted for, using his vision and then the acceleration. Good job, good wrinkle again from Jim Harbaugh and Jerome Moore. And there's that overlooked shot, and Colston Loveland with a nice block there on Dominique Hampton to free him up.
So often you talk about shifting, you're talking about backs and tight ends and receivers. They're shifting the big fellas around.
Yeah, second time that they brought in that unbalanced, that big offense.
Dude, they're going to need some of those. Backs up on 1st down, is pressure, and slung down at the 5. The pass rush gets home. That's big Kenneth Grant.
My biggest concern for Washington was how the guards would match up with the interior of Grant and Mason Graham. He just gets overpowered. He's off balance. He's a big guy as a guard.
I love that. Tybo Rogers is the back. Johnson not in there. Pump fake that direction, and now just has to lob it up, and it's intercepted. Picked off. Rogers tried to break it up. Will Johnson scooped it off the turf. The first turnover of the night. Penix slow to get up and hobbling off. He was hit by Mason Graham.
Yeah, Mason Graham does a heck of a job of just the force, the push into Michael Penix. Again, they're not blitzing. This is 4 guys. Look at Mason Graham push him right back into the quarterback. Ball goes up into the air. He tries to throw it away. They'll probably take a peek at this to make sure after the bobble. Good job of finding it and then controlling it. He gets that left hand underneath the ball so it couldn't hit the surface. Connected cam AT&T view of it right now. He is definitely in. That's an interception on the first play to start the second half.
That's great because Tybo Rogers was doing a heck of a job of playing DB. Took a huge swat of the ball. Johnson with the hand strength and the concentration.
Man, it's been a different story here the last couple quarters.
Washington crowding the line on this 3rd down. McCarthy dodges some pressure, escapes, and J.J. McCarthy is still running, rambling out across the 30. The first time we've seen the quarterback use his legs tonight in a big play. McCarthy pulls it and finds Loveland over the middle, and the tight end galloping deep into Husky territory. The man from Idaho makes a huge play.
It's one thing for him to make a catch like this, and they've been trying to work him in over the middle. Watch the defensive linebackers get downhill. He's got a tight window, puts it in there. What a catch by Loveland. Years with McCarthy at quarterback.
It's a very crafty play calls down here. Instead, they just hand it this time to Quora. Steps back, breaks a tackle. Touchdown, Michigan. The Wolverines rediscover the end zone. It's Cora. You trust your receiver against one of the best DBs in the country. Penix looks the other direction down the seam. It's intercepted by Sandmerstill. Mikey Sandmerstill has a couple of blockers. A convoy. Michigan set up inside the 10. Mikey Sandmerstill. Biggest play of this defense tonight.
Look how tight this coverage is.
He's got it. Michigan barrels in. And the maize and blue on the brink of ending a championship drought. Off the hands of Devin Culp. And Michigan will take over and just bleed out the last 149. His alma mater to a national championship.
Oh, he got out of there.
He is uncanny at avoiding that.
Quick like a cat. Can't get me. Can't get me.
Still dry.
Got his arm a little bit.
Hey, it's a polarizing figure. There are people out there that believe that whatever Michigan does is tainted. That's up to you to decide. But hail, hail, Michigan. They are the champions of college football 2023.
And I would just say there are over 100 Michigan men that are on this team in uniform tonight. And what they've done for the last 372 days is amazing. They're champions, simply known as national champions. Pull it down! Pull it down! We did that! We did that!
Did it indeed, and to the victor, the spoils, Bill Hancock. Present, Jim, you might want to stick around for this part. Bill Hancock, the executive director of the college football playoff, to present the national championship trophy to Michigan.
Thank you, Reese. Tonight, with this awesome crowd in this wonderful building, is a fitting conclusion to the 10th college football playoff. And I'm here tonight on behalf of the conferences and schools that administer the playoff to present the national championship trophy to Coach Jim Harbaugh and the Michigan Wolverines.
There it is. They won't pull that down. Chris, is they say in Ann Arbor, conquering heroes, victors valiant, Michigan national champions for the 2023 season. Chris, back to you.
Now, Reese, thank you. And as Harbaugh said, we did that. That was an interesting side of Harbaugh that you don't ever see. I mean, that was something.
With the shades, too. Yeah.
Well, Queen will play us off here. Remember, this team had lost their 2 previous playoff games. Embarrassed by Georgia, beaten by TCU, and driven by that, a promise made by McCarthy, and the return of a lot of veterans got here.
Congratulations to this Michigan football team, a player-led team focused on the goal of winning this championship, and they got it.
They had to earn it. Along the way, there were bumps. Some of the adversity self-created, but look at those players. 15-0, champions of college football. The Sports Center now. And Scott
Loveland extra special. Sharon Moore loves the fact that he loves to hit and he loves to block on top of his all-world receiving capabilities. Play action. Warren over the middle. It's Loveland in stride. Loveland stays up. Touchdown, Michigan. $18 yards for Pater for number 18 and the first career passing touchdown for Davis Warren. Zavada makes it a 13-point Michigan lead.
Hard-nosed running, now you throw, and Colson Loveland is too big and too powerful for R.J. Regan, the nickelback, and Michigan in the end zone for a security touchdown. For the completion.
It'll be first and goal.
Oh,
picked off!
Too many times.
Will Johnson, one of the best quarterbacks in the country, seals it for Michigan. Pick 6, touchdown Wolverines. $86 yards for some sunglasses and a W here in Ann Arbor.
You know, you said it a little while ago. Fresno State was not afraid to go after Will Johnson. They've gone after him a couple times. They've hit a few completions. He's been close to a couple interceptions. That time, he read the wide receiver screen to Moss, jumped it, guessed right, and took it to the house. Don't poke the bear too many times, you know. He read this right away and stepped in front of the throw and made an All-American kind of play.
Preseason first team AP All-American. Preseason Big Ten honoree. First team All Big Ten last year. Second team by the media. The coaches knew just how special he was. His defensive coordinator, Wink Martindale, knows just how special he is. And Sharon Moore's head coach knows that he is one of the heart and souls of this defense. He said if juniors could be voted as captains, this guy, Will Johnson, would have been a captain this year. And we see what he does on the field. It's what he does off the field on top of it.
Yeah, well, he just was in perfect position. He read this. He guessed right. They tried to fake the screen the play before, and they hit the tight end for a nice completion. And this time, Will Johnson was ready to make a play. Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter. That is going to be exciting to watch. Dylan Raiola, the freshman quarterback, played well today. See him in that big stage next week.
Well, on this big stage here tonight, Davis Warren, the former walk-on, who has been through so much through his young life, makes his first start at Michigan, and it's a victory. 30-10, the defending champions start the season with a win. Mutual respect between these two head coaches. Tim Skipper in his first game since taking over for Jeff Tedford, coached the bowl game last year. Now in the interim role, Sharon Moore, first game as the full-time head coach, and continued winning and excellence for the Wolverines tonight.
The yellow M, the maize M, I should say. First down. In the pistol. Mullings, big opening, might be gone. Touchdown, Michigan. "53 yards for Mullings.
Two fourth down gambles, run the ball inside, all of a sudden you're tackling.
Up and good. Last week, Mullings had 153 yards on the ground. He just capped a 63-yard run with a 53-yard touchdown.
Center and the guard make the play. Backside El Hadi gets his block. Break one tackle, a missed tackle. He's gone.
Are getting the job done today. Donovan Edwards found a crease on the outside, got a block. Donovan Edwards is going to take it for Michigan. Touchdown, Wolverines. 41 yards. So now both tailbacks are in the act.
And there's the most explosive player that Michigan has. Finally getting that explosive play that Michigan's been waiting for. He's had patience, and he produces.
The point is up and good. As Gary said earlier, Michigan fans love the ground game. Well, they're getting a taste today.
Big block right there. Miles hitting the right tackle. Gets the block on the edge, and that's what turns the play in. Get a little kick out, but the hardest block was by Miles Hinton.
Moss, quick throw, intercepted. It's going to be a pick six. Will Johnson will take it for the Wolverine touchdown. On the interception return for the score.
People don't like to throw Will Johnson.
That's why.
That's why.
The All-American
used over 20 seconds of the play clock.
Third down and a yard, a big one. And they've got it, and then some. Mullings dragging Trojans. Broke free. Mullings in the clear. It's a foot race. He'll get tracked down, but he comes up with the biggest play of the day, other than his 50-plus yard touchdown run earlier.
A missed tackle by number 19, Humphrey, in the secondary. And that's the strength of Mullings. An ex-linebacker comes in. Now watch him spin out of this tackle. Little help coming across by Ramsey, but both of them arm tackle. You're not going to arm tackle that guy.
63 yards for Mullings. And he's got Michigan's offense in gear. Bredesen is in at fullback with Mullings the tailback and Orji under center. Mullings, he's in. Touchdown, Michigan.
Isolation play with a fullback to win the game for Michigan. Max Bredesen, watch him get the end man on the line of scrimmage. The block right there. That's what clears it. Boom, and then right behind the fullback, old-time Michigan football.
Extra point. Zvada, who had one blocked earlier, has this one through and true with 37 seconds to go. But a field goal would tie it. One chance left to move the chains. Tight end Eldridge comes way out to the near side. Moss fires. Didn't get the first down, I don't think. Sharon Morrison. He's out. He is out. Michigan takes over on downs. They're going to win it at home.
How about Kalel Mullins? We pointed out that he only had 9 carries until the last drive. He carried him through the big one. This one's completed, but it's short of the first down going backwards.
700 plus can relax. Michigan's going to go to 3-1. USC will go to 2-1.
There's a good fight by USC there. I mean, really nothing to be ashamed of in that game.
Really good football game.
Really good game.
So hail to the victors. And USC's journey from the West Coast comes up 3 points shy. Miller Moss. Well, that's a tough kid. He played his heart out through 3 touchdown passes and had a sensational second half, but he was under duress all day long. And you can see the respect these two teams have for each other. Finally meeting as conference opponents, not Rose Bowl opponents.
Michigan will survive, and the little brown jug will stay with the Wolverines. But P.J. Fleck and the Golden Gophers, outstanding performance. Outnumbered, outgunned by this talented Michigan team, but they fought until the very end. But the Wolverines will improve to 4-1 on the season as they hold on to beat Minnesota 27-24. And downstairs, let's go to Jenny.
All right, Coach. Thank you for taking the time. Look, you improved to 4-1 on this season, but those final 2 minutes, you give up the late touchdown. There's an onside kick. There's a fumble. What is going through your mind?
Yeah, not very happy with the performance. We've got a lot to clean up. The kids work so hard to come out here, and I think coaches, players, we got to do a lot of cleaning up to do as a team, as a group to get better.
You talked about finishing with me at the second half. It did feel like it totally was a different team in the second half. What do you address first?
Yeah, I mean, they came out with a lot of energy, and we didn't. And, I'll take that on me. But I think the guys, we obviously won the game, so we're happy about, but we got to finish better.
How do you grade Orgy's performance today?
He's got those things he's got to get better at. We had the same Nadano, could have hit that, but for us, we got to go back. We got to keep the drawing board going and keep rolling. So appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.
The final score here in Ann Arbor: Michigan 27, Minnesota 24. Partner, your final thoughts?
Well, like Coach said, this Michigan team, they've got a lot of things to clean up, but you'd rather clean them up after a win, and they got the win.
27-24, the final.
This game is not just about winning. It's certainly not about a record. Their rivalry runs too deep for that.
Sometimes you get a little bit excited. They want to mock us all they want to mock us.
Tonight, these interstate rivals walk in with a purpose. To stake their claim on state bragging rights.
It's been a long time since I've seen that big fella.
To leave their mark on this historic rivalry.
Touchdown Manningham!
And to hoist this reminder
for the rest of our life, we will walk the streets of this state.
That they reign supreme. Because on this night, the only thing better than winning is giving them a loss. Welcome to football in the state of Michigan. Welcome to the 117th meeting between the Spartans and the Wolverines. Michigan and Michigan State back on the Big Ten Network for the first time since just a couple of seconds went by. Childs, pursuit from the backside. Down he goes. Ball is out. Michigan's got it.
This is what Josiah Stewart does. He has been the MVP of this defensive line, and if you're Aiden Childs, you have got to know that number 0 is on your backside. You've got to get the ball out in this situation. Josiah Stewart has been virtually unblockable, and he's working one-on-one here. Watch him, number 0. He beats the left tackle, Ramil, and for Childs, again, he's a young quarterback. You have to know situationally that clock has to go off in your head, understanding who Michigan is. Rivalries in college football, the in-state rivalry, big brother versus little brother, some historic moments. This one doesn't have conference title implications, but man, did it have importance and significance for Sharon Moore and these Michigan Wolverines, and that's why that third down conversion was so special for them.
Jake, as something breaks out between Michigan State and Michigan, well, that's not what you want to see right at the end of this thing. Great competitive ball game all night long, and come on, man. It gets ugly late. We've seen this each of the last few years.
It's a fight, but it's a fight between the whistles. Right there. With number 8, Anthony Jones, and it's just not needed. It's just not needed. It's a great football game, great physical game. Glad they got that sorted out and nothing worse happened.
3 straight wins in this series for the Michigan Wolverines. The Paul Bunyan Trophy will stay in Ann Arbor, and fittingly, it's Max Bredesen taking it over to the student section to display the heart and soul of his team.
How about Davis Warren? I mean, the best quarterback performance, giving the context, best quarterback performance of the season for the Michigan Wolverines. And I'm sure Kirk Campbell is really happy because he called a phenomenal game, and his quarterback in Davis Warren executed. And anytime he dialed up Alex Orji's number, Orji showed up big.
We called this game a must-win when we came on the air, Jake. That win may have saved them from bowl eligibility. Win number 5. That's as big a win for Michigan as you could call on the season.
Well, you know why? Not just for that, right? They still play Oregon and Ohio State and Indiana, of course, Northwestern. Those aren't guaranteed losses. Don't tell that to these guys. I maintain that this team is much better than their record. They're much better than the way they played a number of times this year. Boy, do they look like a different team when the quarterback shows up. Great job by Davis Warren and Kirk Campbell. Great job in a team win for the Michigan Wolverines.
Let's go downstairs to Brooke Fletcher.
Coach, we know with a rivalry game like this, emotions are high. Can you just kind of walk me through the last few minutes here at the end of the game?
Yeah, that's disappointing. That's not
to make a play in the big moment, and what, two touchdowns? Yeah, 2 touchdowns. One from Donna, one from me, so I'll take that all day.
Colston, you told me that you had to really dig deep this season, step up as a leader. Yeah. What do you make of just the way this offense stepped up here tonight?
Yeah, huge. I'm pretty sure I told you, we need this one. In a slump. Just good to see everyone come out here and fight. Sorry. That lost 2 games, it would be easy for a lot of people to, kind of tuck their tail and stay away from it. But, the boys fought, and, what a better way to end the night than this. So,
as I told Coach, this is an emotional game. With what happened here at the end, I know you were kind of a part of it. Can you just take me through, from your vantage point, what you saw there?
Yeah, little bro stay doing little bro things, So MSU, the little bro, they could do whatever they want. We knew it was going to get chippy, but, everything within the confines of the game we do right. And then after they want to get busy, we'll get busy.
In the 145 years of Michigan football, one of the most celebrated senior classes ever. They look to go 51-8. coming off a national championship of a year ago, and the celebrated recruit of their future, Bryce Underwood, fresh off a flip from the Bayou at LSU. He's on hand amongst all the other recruits for today's finale to the 24 season. Hi again, everyone. Alongside old number 98 of Michigan fame.
Corner position was a safety against one of their most talented wide receivers, Bryce Kurtz.
3rd down and 10, pressure up the middle. Lausch finds some room, throws it. That ball might have been picked by Hall right at the sidelines. Yes, it is Michigan football. Amir Hall, and that was a mistake by Lausch.
What an outstanding play by Amir Hall. He's sitting in the passing lane, and the hands to reach out, get his feet in, and complete the catch. The transfer from Albany makes his presence known early.
Here in Michigan. And we may be dancing up here in the booth for a long, long time. Lausch. As we close the books on Lausch, remember, he had no run game today, and that really hurt. Walensky has to dump this one off and get rid of it. And he was not outside the box. They're going to flag him. And I think he dumped it off in the end zone.
I think they'll pick it up because there's a running back in the area.
Yeah.
It's intentional grounding. Offense number 3. There was no receiver in the area.
That's a safety.
The foul occurred in the end zone by rule.
That's what I thought.
Hey, Tim, I think that's a bad call. It's a screen and the running back was clearly in the area. I think they made a mistake there, but yeah, that's not true.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, the running back is he's throwing the ball in the dirt, right? But the running back is near where he's throwing the ball. Now, for him, you want to throw it a little further, but take a look. Here's the running back right here. He's in the middle. He's getting knocked down and pulled. I think that he's in position enough. That's a lineman that got tracked, but I think he's in position enough that wouldn't be intentional.
And there he goes. Why not?
Tavir Dunlap.
Double deuce. Tavir Dunlap. And we got a marker down, so we're playing Hail to the Victors. We may need to hold on to that. Sideline flag, I think, may be the call here. Got a warning earlier, as I recall. And Sharon's upset down there. He's barking. Not happy with his sideline.
Result of the play is a touchdown. After the play was over, on sportsmanlike conduct, Michigan number 56. That's his first of the ball game. That 15-yard penalty being forced on the ensuing kickoff.
Dominic Jadis is hearing from his head coach right now.
Yeah, you just don't want that, right? You've played such a clean game. You've done such a nice job up front, and you get in the game late, and you do a nice job, but you want to go out with some class, right? And that's a nice run by Dunlap.
Come in for the point after. We're getting deep into the depth chart, even in the kicking game. Sharon not happy with what happened at the end with the penalty flag. But it's a good time to be angry, right? When you're up and you've hung half 100 on the opposition before playing Ohio State. Drive home those coaching points. Sharon?
They have to find older guys as well to add with the young freshmen that they're going to garner from that flip. And Michigan has a real chance, and Sharon Moore should be proud of the way his team represented today. And it was fun to call it with you, partner.
Well, I was just happy to ride your coattails into the big house. What an afternoon. And not my first rodeo in the big house, but I'll say this.
Might have been your best.
Coming in with 98 makes it all the more enjoyable.
First class.
So, look at that. 50 points. We haven't seen that on the scoreboard in quite some time at Michigan. And in talking with Sharon yesterday, I had some empathy for his frustration that he wasn't able to concentrate on the coaching aspect. But that's living and learning of the world of head coaching that is now coming with the territory that he's in.
More of a CEO.
Yeah.
You talked about the importance of getting bowl eligible for this highly decorated senior class. What was the main reason you guys were able to get it done out there tonight?
I mean, their preparation, the way they prepared in our buy-in week and this week, they really took it to another level, and just the execution. So proud of this team, the way they fought. You know, the record isn't where we wanted to be, but to watch them come out and have this type of performance was it meant a lot to me.
Another big one next week. Early thoughts on Ohio State?
Yeah, we'll get there. It's 0-0, so we can start thinking about that one now. It's on our mind all the time, so I'll let you talk to these guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate that. All right, so let's talk about it. Obviously, the message this week was maybe not the season we wanted, but we want to go out here and get bowl eligible. Can you talk about the way, not just the defense, but that running game responded today?
Man, it was awesome. Kalel on the O-line, the big dogs up front, Brady, the tight ends, man, they just had a mentality coming out of half that we were going to be ready to go, and just excited to watch them work. It was really fun, and yeah, I think we talked about it all week. You know, let's end this home stand on our terms and how we want to end it and show some grit. And I really think we did that, and just proud of the whole team.
I asked your coach about it. Early thoughts on Ohio State next week?
That's what we talk about. Talk about it, 365 days a year. Think about those guys. You always see the, what are you doing to beat Ohio State today? And we talk about it every week. Going in there like it's Monday of Ohio State week, and now it is. So it's just a great opportunity. I'm excited to see, what we're going to do to prepare, and I know, tomorrow we're going to wake up and get after it. So,
Kalel, we talked this week about you answering the call. You said you never get too high, you never get too low. Exactly. Well, today, how about that performance?
Again, it feels great. Shout out the O-line. Shout out all the boys up front, like Dave said, for blocking their asses off. And it feels great. It feels great. But like I said before, never get too high with the highs, never get too low with the lows. And we're looking ahead to next week to Ohio State.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You have a good night. They have a chance to spoil it all next week. That always matters in that rivalry, doesn't it?
100%.
Yeah. Many thanks to our producer, Jake Jolivet, director Dustin Tinty, our entire crew here, Brett Bender, Scott Alexander, Michael Barshop, and, of course, for Devin Gardner, Josh Sims, Tim Brando saying so long. After the break, we'll take you to Mike Hill, Chris Peterson, and Emmanuel Acho.
In this game, I like Tennessee. Okay, that comes up at noon on ABC. Michigan and Ohio State.
In the words of the great Nick Saban, do you have to ask?
I'll put that down for Mason Blue. I will ask you.
My man.
Well, I coach at Ohio State, so I'm picking Ohio State. I think they're one of the best teams in the country.
For me, 21-point favorites, okay, at home. You've lost to the other team 3 straight times. The other team's best player on defense not playing and on offense not playing. If Ryan Day doesn't win this by 5 scores today, the Ohio fans are going to go bananas. So with that being said, give me Ohio State and the Buckeyes getting a massive win over the Michigan Wolverines today.
Okay. Ohio State's a very good football team, no question about it. But if you go back 15 years to the very first Dude Perfect video, I'm wearing a Block M maize and blue hat. I've got family ties to Michigan. Earlier this week, we had the privilege of filming with the great Tom Brady, filmed a video at our office with him. Had a very good conversation. I asked him specifically about this game. I feel as good about this pick as I do any of them. Ohio State's going to win by a lot. It could get ugly.
Nice pick. The 21-point favorites. Thinks he's got to payback. All 3.
That coach is gone.
I think if there's anything to pay attention to for Ohio State, it's their offensive line. Their offensive line has been reshuffled against Penn State. They answered the bell. Reshuffled last week against Indiana. Answered the bell. Big challenge against Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant. I think the game early will be competitive. I think Ohio State's just too much better as a team overall. Ohio State wins very, very convincingly.
Peter picks the Buckeyes as well.
And after 13.
The game. It's more than just 2 schools. More than Michigan and Ohio State. It's made up of 127 years of moments. The Snow Bowl of 1950.
One of the worst days for football we've ever had.
A 10-year war between Woody and Bo that defined the meaning of rivalry. It's been the game of 1 century and the upset of another.
That has to be the upset of the century.
Occasions filled with questionable spots.
They gave it to him. Touchdown, Curtis Samuel.
And unbridled animosity.
They're tearing down Michigan's banners. They do all the talking, I do the walking, baby.
Memories that smelled like roses and felt like bronze. Iconic coaches, players, and teams. What moments will be remembered today?
here in Columbus, Ohio. Over 100,000 fans are all ready to watch the game as the defending national champion Michigan Wolverines coming to town to take on the world-famous Ohio State Buckeyes. And that will bring up third down and long for Ohio State. Mason Graham, the All-American, number 55, one of the best players in the nation, a top 10 pick eventually with the tackle.
Yeah, he's so good. You know, a Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant in there. That's the best interior in college football, but they're not just good against the run. They are terrific against the pass for their defensive coordinator, Wink Martindale. And right here, in a passing situation, this is where they've got to get pressure, is right up the middle in the face of Will Howard.
Third down and 9 at the 4. Howard throwing out of his own end zone. And it's picked up down the sideline. Michigan has it inside the 5. Hall with the pick. And the Wolverines force the first turnover of the game.
Parnell Tate is on the outside, and he's working against Amir Hall, who is just sitting there. He's just playing tight coverage, sitting on that short route. And it feels very similar to that mistake Will Howard made early in the Penn State game when he threw a pick 6. So you can see Hall just stayed in bounds after getting that pick. Tate a little slow out of his break. Hall sitting on the route, and now it's first down Michigan.
Hall, a senior from Baltimore, Maryland, Richmond transfer. Michigan will have the football deep in Ohio State territory.
Well, now it just feels like they got the fourth down, right? Try to run at the middle of that defense. They've got 6 defensive linemen, down linemen in there in these goal line situations, and it is very difficult to score against them. Only 47% touchdown percentage in goal-to-go defense. That's the best in college football.
Second down and goal at the 1. Power formation again. Mullings. Touchdown, Wolverines. Michigan capitalizing off the Will Howard interception to take a 6-3 lead on the road here in Columbus.
When in doubt, get behind big number 44. Max Bredesen is just going to throw a great block on Jack Sawyer right there, and that gives just enough room for Mullings, who's able to power his way into the end zone for a touchdown.
Zapata, extra point, good. Bilal Mullings, 12th touchdown of the season. The Wolverines pay it off to take a 7-3 lead here in Columbus. Zapata in to attempt a 54-yarder. Had a 56-yarder last week against Northwestern. Got it away. Zapata again. Wow. The NFL scouts must be salivating over this young man. Another 50-plus yard field goal, and Michigan takes a 10-3 lead with 2:15 remaining in the first half.
And they have just done exactly what they have needed to do so far here today in the game. And Gus,
when you think about a Michigan blueprint for success, you think about what they were able to do a year ago to go fifth in mass with the tackle, loss of 2. So this is what I'm talking about, Gus. Now it's just going to be zone blocking. You're not going to pull an offensive lineman, but look at the stout play of the defensive front. So that's where those schematics in the run game have to play into what Chip Colley is telling. They're creasing them on those gap schemes, and they can't run the zone play.
3rd and 7 at the 16. Howard goes through his progressions underneath. Oh, almost intercepted. And it is intercepted. Makari Page. Will Howard throws his second pick. That one costly, deep in Michigan territory.
What a play from Page. He read it beautifully. Ball is behind Abuka. Wink Martindale in that defense holds again. Makari Page
with the tackle for the Wolverines.
And Michigan is so sound in terms of their discipline. They're trying to run this little throwback to the tight end who's going to go back to the left side of the formation. But see the discipline of that defense? They are ready for it.
3rd down and 10 at the 16. Howard, delayed handoff. Henderson, and he's tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Wow. Mason Graham.
That is a really poor sequence from Ohio State, and thank you very much, Mason Graham. How about Mason Graham? This is why he's one of the best in America. Look at him just swim by the guard, Thagala, and he's in the backfield. He's so quick and so powerful. A run, a throwback to the tight end, and a delay after that field position? Holy cow.
Jaden Fielding, who missed his last field goal attempt from 38 yards. This one from 34 yards away. And he hooked it. No good. Wow. Both of these teams, self-inflicted wounds. And the score remains 10-10. Fielding missing his second field goal, back-to-backs, chip shots. Wolverines will get it again. We're level. 10-up. Clock keeps winding down. This favors the Wolverines. Third down. 8 yards to go at the 43. Can Davis Warren, the quarterback for Michigan, make a play when they need it? Warren rolls out. Warren throws on the move. And as a catch, Peyton O'Leary. A 18-yard gain. Davis Warren makes the throw.
Oh, how about this from the former walk-on? You talk about a guy who has faced adversity in his life.
Whoa, what a catch.
Staring it in the face. And how about that catch from O'Leary? He keeps it off the turf. And it looked like he kept himself in bounds as he secured that ball for a first down. Oh, I love the look of Davis Warren's eyes. Did you see the calm on his face as he's rolling over to his right? My goodness, what a catch there.
And Mullings dives forward. Picks up 6. So a big third down coming up right now.
It's a massive third down. Here's the thing is, if they don't pick it up but get close, they would be on the edge of field goal range.
But he does have the wind at his back.
He does. But Sharon Moore has always been aggressive. So you wonder if it's somewhere in the 4th and 1, 4th and 2, would Sharon Moore go for it, try to stay on the field, gain a few more yards for his kicker.
Michigan, 6 of 12 on third down conversions in this game. 3rd and 6. Warren can't turn it over. They'll hand it off. And look at the second effort. Mullings down the sideline, out of bounds at the Ohio State 15. A 27-yard run.
He's going to get around the right side. And I tell you what, Michigan's going to get fortunate right here. That's Evan Link with a grab on Jack Sawyer, but Mullings, what a great break. And the strength that he has to get away from the tacklers, run through arm tackles, and now he's down the sideline, now very much in field goal range, and they can play the clock game now. Zavada is very reliable as a kicker, and they can start to try to
50-6 win. 3rd down and 2 at the 9. There are a minute and 55 seconds remaining in this game. Mullings.
Oh, this is a huge mistake. Gus, Ohio State's going to have to double up on timeouts and waste one. They were misaligned, did not have the right personnel on, and it looked like Ryan Day had to take a timeout there. That is giant. Look at him. He can tell. He's like, do we need a timeout? They did not have the right personnel on the field. They were confused on the field, and he had to burn a timeout. And I don't think you can even do that. You can't take consecutive timeouts.
Illegal substitution, 12 on defense, 5-yard penalty will remain 3rd down.
So that ball will inch closer to the Ohio State goal line.
That was a wrong announcement here. So he tried to save it with a timeout. He had just taken one. You can't take back-to-back timeouts, so they deal with the penalty with the 12 men on the field, the illegal substitution. That gives them a free 1st down. Wow. Does Ohio State think about just letting them score here?
Zavada. They talked about him early in the season. They said the team would just watch him on the sideline when he would go out there and kick field goals, and they were amazed at his range and his accuracy. Right now, he has a chance to be the hero. Dominic Zavada from 21 yards away for the lead. Good snap, clean hole, got it up, and good. And Michigan takes a 13-10 lead with 45 seconds to go. Ohio State out of timeouts.
What a performance from this Michigan team. Just a gutty performance from a team that is, let's face it, outmanned today. Didn't have Colston Loveland, didn't have Will Johnson on the defensive side, and they're taking their shot and hitting. Davis Warren, incredible story. The walk-on, cancer survivor, drives them down, puts the 3 on the board. If you're wondering what was going on with the clock situation, a helmet had come off on that 3rd down play, and so what they did is they had the 10-second runoff, then started the play clock, which is why it's all the way down to 45 and not around 55. There's no timeouts. It's a check down right in front of him, but if he completes it to Henderson, the game likely was going to be almost over. So he actually alertly doesn't throw that ball, throws it away, but here's the game. 4th down. Howard has got to make a throw here.
Trips at the top of your screen. 4th down and 9. Do or die for Ohio State. Howard in trouble. Incomplete. Ohio State turns it over on downs. And the Michigan Wolverines will shock the college football world. Sharon Moore says we didn't cheat this time.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 1 of the defense for simulating shooting a gun. This is dispersed at least towards disqualification. 15-yard penalty, 1st down, Michigan.
Unbelievable. 23.5-point underdogs. The Michigan Wolverines come into Columbus. And barring an Ohio State miracle, they will defeat the Buckeyes for the 4th consecutive time.
What a performance from this defense. I tell you what, holding Ohio State to 10 points. And granted, I come back to some of those series where they did not attack on the perimeter. They did not use those players on the outside. But even late, when you knew they had to throw it and everything was spread out, they didn't have time to throw it on the outside. They were double covering Jeremiah Smith. No points in the second half for Ohio State. A 10-10 game turns into a 13-10 loss.
Michigan will defeat Ohio State for the 4th consecutive time and denies the Buckeyes a Big Ten title game shot. Kalel Mullings, 116 yards rushing and a touchdown. Zavada, 2 field goals, including the game-winning 21-yarder. And the Wolverines win it 13-10. Shock and awe. Tears of joy. The agony of defeat. And downstairs with a jubilant, victorious Coach Moore is our Jenny Tabb.
Gus, thank you. Coach, you have a sign in your office. First thing you see every day. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to beat Ohio State? And you did it today. How did you do it, Coach?
These guys, man. Guys like Mason Graham, guys like Kenneth Grant, Josiah Stewart, Derek Moore, the offensive line. I mean, you talk about a gritty performance by a bunch of guys. I mean, I love these dudes. These guys are the heart of the program. This is why you come to Michigan. Right here, guys like this. Win this game. 3-0. Let's go, baby. Love you. Talk to him.
All right, I'm going to let you have your moment because the emotion from your head coach is apparent, and I've seen it from so many guys tonight. What you guys did, your D-line, their inability to really get anything going in the run game, how did you do it?
I mean, that's always the mindset of this game, you know. We know it's going to be one up front. We pride ourselves on here at Michigan, but, you know, that's what we are. That's what Michigan does, man. And that's what we do. First of all, is stop it.
And, folks, something interesting is going on the field right now. Michigan tried to plant their flag in the middle of the Ohio State field, and the Buckeyes rushed right to them. And now there's some skirmishes going on the field.
Gus, thanks. Kalel, I know it's a lot to ask you just to reflect on the scenes that we just witnessed. What's going through your head right now?
Yeah, you know, it was for such a great game. You hate to see stuff like that after the game. You know, that's just bad for the sport, bad for college football. But at the end of the day, you know, some people gotta learn how to lose, man. You can't be fighting and stuff just because you lost the game. You know, all that fighting. We had 60 minutes. We had 4 quarters to do all that fighting, and now people want to talk and fight. That's wrong. You know, it's just bad for the game, classless in my opinion. You know, and people got to be better.
You were such a difference maker today, and I know you spoke to me this week about how much this rivalry means to you. For you guys to do it again, how proud are you of what your team did on the field today?
I'm so proud of all the boys out here, all the boys at home, the entire program. You know, through the ups and downs, fighting all season. You know, we haven't necessarily had the season that we wanted to have, but, you know, going through those ups and downs, some things don't change. And, you know, we came out knowing what we had to do, knowing that, you know, it was possible, and if we played our game and did what we needed to do, we could come out with a win, and we did just that. So
thank you, Kalel.
Thank you so much. Yep.
Class act.
New Year's Eve afternoon at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa, Florida. What a historic matchup. Historic programs, at least. Alabama, Michigan, number 11 Crimson Tide against the Wolverines. I think it's fair to say Wolverines have some momentum coming into this game.
They certainly do, but if you talk
play of this ReliaQuest Bowl, Milroe in the backfield, back to pass. Milroe is pressured and he goes down. He got sacked by Derek Moore. The Alabama band is heading for cover. And ball security, ball's out. And he's just not able to handle the wet ball. You see it go right off his chest. And there he is, number 8, Derek Moore, there to get the short field for Michigan.
And boy, how the momentum is already shifting toward the Wolverines.
Good hold with a brand new holder, and the kick is up. And Jan Miller in the backfield along with Milroe. Milroe keeps it, gets away from the first would-be tackler, not the second. Nice job in run support from the cornerback, Amir Hall.
You got to assume with the wet field, Alabama's going to try a double move down the field soon.
Let's see if they do it. That throw tipped up and intercepted. Wesley Walker tipped it to himself and then hauled it in. It's another Alabama turnover. Wink Martindale's getting high fives all over the place. And so far, the Michigan defense, without their stars, is dominating this. That's been the story of the first quarter. Warren in the pocket, throws over the top, and caught! Touchdown! What a catch by Frederick Moore!
Through the contact down the field. Great spatial awareness, recognizing where he is in the field of play, getting a foot down in bounds.
From the desert, Milroe back to pass. Ball comes out. It's on the turf. Picked up by Michigan. Again. Milroe was winding up to throw. He got it stripped away. I think it was Hall, the quarterback, who got it out. Another Alabama turnover.
You're going to see Amir Hall working off the edge. He's in a one-on-one blocking situation with tight end Robbie Oots. And the cornerback just beats the tight end flat out. Nothing Milroe can do. When you get a defensive player off the edge like that, you don't know he's coming from your blind side.
Alabama down 6. Ryan Williams back in the game for 1st and 10. Milroe, little pump fake. Looking, end zone. Throws incomplete again. Down to 2. Down to 1. They get it snapped. Pressure. Milroe kind of heaves it up and almost intercepted. Milroe hit as he throws, incomplete. It got deflected. Milroe in the pocket. Flush left. Milroe heaves it up, incomplete. He had a man, Rico Scott, but he couldn't get it to him, and the Michigan defense holds on.
We're going to go back to it one more time. Such a difficult throw. You can't step into it. You just got to tip your cap to Wink Martindale and this Michigan defense. Such a valiant effort today. Playing inspiring football from the get-go and coming away with a huge win over Alabama.
Amazing. They hold Ohio State and all their stars to 10 points. They come to this bowl game, hold Jalen Milroe and Alabama to 13. And that's going to do it. The Wolverines finish off this up-and-down season in big-time style.
They certainly do. And that man there, Sharon Moore, deserves so much credit. Think about who he knocked off to end the season. The number 2 team in the country, Ohio State, and then the first team out of the playoff, Alabama. There is a bright future in Ann Arbor with Sharon Moore leading the ship.
And all those stars who are going to go on to the NFL, Michigan already has identified some of their replacements, because some of the young guys were awesome today, including on the offensive side of the ball. This was a defensive dominated game, but how about that kid, Jordan Marshall? 23 rushes, 100 yards. Even when Alabama knew the run was coming, Jordan Marshall averaged more than 4 yards a carry.
Not bad for your first career start as a true freshman, going against this great Alabama defense, one of the top units in the SEC, let alone the entire country. He's going to be a lot of fun to watch. The coaching staff said he's special, and they weren't kidding.
So he is our Capital One player of the game, and a big smile from the first-year head coach, who knows there are things that have to be better. He knows the offense has to get more explosive. He also knows the identity of Michigan football, and they leaned on that today. Taken down
forward field, but you're right. He did garner a lot of confidence from some of those throws in that game. He's 6 of his last 7. Completes this one. Oh, my goodness. Travion Henderson gets waxed. Mikey Sainra still.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my cloth, they tugging it. Putting up numbers, 99 problems, and I still kept it 100.